Hi, I'm Deborah Voorhees.
Hi, I'm Melanie Kinnaman.
Tina from Friday the 13th, Part 5, Garden Shears Through the Eyes. You might remember me.
From Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. I'm your final girl.
You are now entering the Nightwatch Zone.
And you're entering the Nightwatch Zone.
What's going on? Welcome to the channel. It's Friday the 13th, guys. I'm hyped up. Let's go. What's shaking, guys? What's shaking?
Not much.
All right. All right. What I mean, look, guys, this is to me a franchise that is very near and dear to my heart. We wanted to hang out for a little bit and talk about some of our memories of the franchise and favorite things and so forth, and chat with the live chat. For you guys, I mean, what comes to mind when you think of Friday the 13th, when you think of the franchise and what it means to you? And we can go right around. We'll start with you, Coriander, and then Kill, and then Bob and Carrie, Neil, and then Sarah.
All right. So, I mean, this has been a part of my life since I was a kid. You know, it was forbidden at first, and they always say forbidden fruit is something you always have to taste. So, just as soon as I could, I dabbled my toes into this franchise, and yeah, I loved it, and I've loved it ever since.
Oh, there you go. There you go. How about you, Kill?
For me, it's mainly Jason, man. Just watching him, whether he's human Jason, zombie Jason, cyborg, Uber Jason, you name it, and just seeing how he just looks around like, man, what can I use to kill someone with?
Right. Right.
So yeah.
All right. Okay. And by the way, happy Friday 13th to all you guys in the live chat. We'll be catching up with you guys as well and some of your thoughts and so forth. But how about you, Bob? What are your thoughts?
For me, it all stems back to being one of the first 3 horror franchises I got to watch with one of my best friends. It kind of like Coriander was saying, the whole forbidden fruit thing. Like, we rented it from the store, and from there we were hooked. So every time it comes on, it's always about having a fun time watching things with those I'm around.
Right. Good point. Good point. And Carrie is at Crystal Lake live. So what?
Coming straight to you from Camp Crystal Lake.
Right.
Yeah, careful because someone's behind you too. So
right. You might want to get some distance.
We have an understanding. We have an understanding.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. All right. Well, what about you, Carrie? What's your thoughts on the franchise and connections to it?
I mean, it's pretty much the same as everybody else. When I think about Friday the 13th, I think about nostalgia when I was younger. I mean, it was the 3 villains that I feel like everyone was afraid of, which was Freddy, Jason, and Michael Myers. And of course, I was deathly afraid of all 3 of them, but still, all the same, I still loved them.
Yeah.
I loved that they scared the crap out of me.
Hey, there you go. I think we're all on the same page with that. And hey to Miss C's. Miss C's in the chat, a huge Friday 13th fan herself. What's going on?
Yeah.
And Neil, you're a big Friday 13th fan too. So give me the gravy, man. What does this franchise mean to you? What was it like when you first got connected to it?
Well, I mean, just like everybody else, these are the movies that I grew up with. As kids, teenagers. Renting them from the video store. Your parents didn't know, you watched them on, late at Friday, Saturday night over at a friend's house, just had a great time. But back then I didn't know shit about movies. So, now that I'm older and go back and watch these films again and again and again, I mean, I just realized that, more than any other slasher franchise, this series has pumped out solid slasher films, just one right after the other. I mean, other than 1 or 2 little valleys there, they've all been just really good slasher films that are fun to watch 40 years after they've come out. So I still watch them today. I'm going through them again now on the channel. We'll be doing part 7 next. So
nice.
If they were going to talk about it a little bit tonight.
Yes, absolutely. And Sarah, I'm gonna get to you in a second too. That's a great point too. That there have been so many good slashers in this one franchise, and I totally agree with that. And it just kind of speaks to a pretty good level of consistency for a franchise with 12 movies. You got to give them a little bit of credit. I know a lot of times we talk about some other franchises that have been really consistent, but Friday's not too bad. Friday's not too bad with its batting average. And hey to Wayne. Wayne's in the chat too, all the way from Australia, and Ginger Ninja. Good to see you guys. Sarah, but how about you? What's your connection to the franchise?
Yeah, so I was more of like a later in life fan. Rather, I know that I had seen probably 1, 2, and 3 when I was younger, but it didn't make like a real big impression on me. And then in university, we had like a video rental store down the street. So that's what we would do. We would go rent like box sets of things. Okay. And then one Friday the 13th, I decided to get the box set. So there was maybe 11, 10 of them at that time. And I just started watching them and I loved them. And now they're not ones that I rewatch like fairly often, but it's like a ritual. On Friday the 13th, I will just blow through a couple of them and I always have fun. Like even Freddy versus Jason, I have like a real soft spot for. Right. No, I do too. It's kind of one of those movies that's like, okay, yeah, I have fun with this movie as well. And it was the type of thing we were waiting for that movie for so long. I mean, like I think it was like 13 years or probably longer than that we were waiting for that movie to happen, and it finally did, and it was like really cool. But for me, my connection to the franchise, to put it simply, the first movie was really my introduction into horror, and watching that movie was a big thing because I was really afraid of horror movies, and it was Kill, how this was, we'd be watching TV at night and they'd have like a little marathon or something like that. And they were playing the Friday 13th movies, and I started to watch the original and made it all the way to the end, got scared shitless, with the stinger. But then I realized, oh man, that was actually, I'm okay, and really from that point on out, I just had to watch all of them and other horror movies too. And meeting Adrian King at a convention was really cool. Coriander, you remember that? It was kind of like, it was almost like, you're the one, you're the one that brought me here in a way. And so anyway, so Friday 13th has always been a really special franchise to me. It's always meant a lot. And, I'm still enjoying it all these years later. So it's just one of those things, man. And real quick too, in the chat, we got Toronto Freddy sending in a $2 super chat saying, happy Freddy the 13th. Okay. Right. I like that. That was crafty. That was all right. Freddy, thank you so much for the support, man. We really appreciate it. And hey man, let's play a super chat for you. Here we go. This one's for you, man.
You broke into a bank for a hot pocket.
Hot pocket.
For a hot pocket. Was it worth it?
Hell yeah, it's worth it. A hot pocket? Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
There it is. There it is. Just in case you get hungry. There you go. Thank you so much for the super chat, Freddie. We appreciate you, man. And also to say hey to Dre's in the chat. What's going on, Dre and Melissa? And we also got our good friend Marty from the Trash Picture Show. What's going on, Marty? Good to see you too. All right. Very, very cool. And Nathan's in the chat. Michael, all of you guys, just a big blanket hello. We also got our good friend Ginger Ninja coming in with a $5 super chat saying, just remember, no matter how fast you run, Jason walks faster. This
Facts.
is true, man.
Facts.
It's so damn true.
I love that.
Well, look, Ginger Ninja, that was good, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. We really appreciate it so much. And we'll play a clip that was actually sent to me from two boys in their Scary Pops who were generous enough to make some super chat clips that were Friday the 13th oriented. So here's one for you, Ginger Ninja. Thank you so much, man. Ooh, dude, that kill was rough. in the new movie, in the reboot or whatever,
Mhm.
burned alive. Burned alive. But thanks so much, Ginger Ninja. We really appreciate the support, man. And also the Dope Show coming in with a super chat, a $6.66 super
Nice.
chat. Oh, I didn't know you could do those. You can do those?
Yeah.
I thought it was like whole numbers. Wow.
No, you can type in anything you want.
Oh man. Thank you so much. That was a crafty super chat, man. Love that. I can't stick around, man, but love the channel. Happy Friday the 13th to all. Thank you so much. We
Yeah.
really appreciate that. Seriously. Awesome. Thank you so much for the super chat. That was very crafty. Let's do another one. Let's do another super chat. Here we go.
Everybody clear! This way, sir! God, this is exciting. You're excited? You should feel my nipples.
And there we go. There we go. Some Leslie Nielsen. Absolutely. But let's do this too. Did you say nice? What?
Because it just makes me think of your nipples. So come on.
Here we go.
Here we go. I'm
There was the
sorry.
doorway. There was the doorway. Okay.
You opened it, man.
Let's do this real quick. Let's do this real quick. And I know we have another super chat coming in. I'll get to that in a second. But I wanted to throw some conversation towards you guys. And let's just talk about our favorite moments in the franchise. And it doesn't have to be the absolute favorite, just one that comes to your mind. And I'll just go right around. Coriander, we'll start with you, and then Kill, Bob, Carrie, Neil, and then just Sarah. What's a moment that sticks out in your memory, Coriander, from this franchise?
For me is in part 7 when you have Tina and Jason fighting. I mean,
oh yeah,
like I've said, there's only like this and what was the other one? I don't know right at this moment. That other chick, that android, who really kicked his ass. So, I mean, yeah, the first time I saw that, it was like, holy shit, Jason is actually struggling to kill someone. So it was exciting to see.
Right. Cool one. Yeah, no, I remember when I first saw that as a kid, I was kind of like, whoa, what's going on? It's funny because you really do root for Jason, just like you root for Michael and Freddie, but she was kicking his ass. How about you, Kill?
She was.
Well, it's so many, but I think one of the it's not funny, it's cold-blooded. Is one of my favorite kills by Jason, and it's my boy in the wheelchair, where Jason gives Jason gives no shits. He's equal opportunity to the max, and he's just like, hey, you know what? I'm a shark. You're in the wrong place, wrong time, at the right time. Right. And that kill where he just kind of, just goes down the stairs. It's like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, that's what he does. That's what he does.
That is what he does.
Don't come to his camp.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
And Bob, before I get to you, also to thank Val putting links in the chat and so forth. And also, Val, if you get a chance, putting the link to these guys' channels, which we'll have in the description, for Hunting for Entertainment, Carrie Craves Cinema, Neon Black Reviews. And Just Sarah does not have a channel yet, but we'll get there one day, maybe. We'll see. I'm just playing Sarah. I keep playing around with her about that. One day when she has a channel, she'll be like, "You happy? Here we are."
Eventually.
It's okay. I'll squeeze you into mine.
There you go. There you go. And hey to Daisy, what's going on? Good to see you. So, Bob, what about you? You got a moment that pops up into your head through the franchise?
For me, it's probably the end of the final chapter when you had Tommy kind of just shaved his head and like he's distracting Jason, and then he just starts walloping him. I mean, as a young kid, that stood out very much in my head. It's like, that's pretty awesome. And it really helped spark the love for the franchise and showed that it doesn't matter where it goes, Jason's always going to come back somehow.
Good point. That's a good point. I like that. That's a good one.
Dead. Anything that's dead is always going to come back. So
there you go. After 6,
especially
or after 4,
dude.
Yeah,
he died in the first fucking. Oh, sorry, in the first movie. Come on.
How
Here
many
we go.
times do we have to have this?
I
debate?
know.
I know.
It's speaking of which. No, I'm just playing.
I'm with you, Coriander. He
Thank
was
you.
dead in the first one.
Exactly, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Carrie, how about you?
So Bob and I were hive minds. I was gonna say Corey
Ooh.
Feldman, but there is another thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
When I'm trying to think of what her name is. She's from the first Friday the 13th, the final girl.
Alice.
Which no wait, Jenny. I'm thinking of Jenny.
Jenny's too.
No, never
Jenny's
mind.
part
Yeah,
two.
I'm thinking of which one is the one that put on her sweater?
Jenny.
Jenny.
Yeah. So I don't know why, but I think about that also. But I do like Corey Feldman. He was definitely one of my favorites.
Oh.
But I love whenever she lops off Mrs. Voorhees' head too.
All right.
You
Okay.
gotta love that too.
It was a good one. It was very suspenseful. When I first watched part two, I was like, how is she going to get out of this? You know, and that never crossed my mind, of course, until she did it. So good point.
Well,
Good
why
point.
not put on that crusty ass sweater? Why
Yeah,
not?
there you go. There you go. And hey, to Child's Play, Chucky's in the chat. We got some icons in this live chat. Freddie, Chucky, Jay.
Hey, Friday the 13th brings out everybody, you know.
It really does. And what's up to Kale? What's going on? How about you, Neil? What's a moment that sticks out in your mind?
So this is probably because I just watched the movie, but the last one that I watched was part 6, and I don't know that I'd ever noticed it before, but you know, part 6 until the final act is a horror comedy. I mean, they were intentionally trying to make a horror comedy, which is one of the reasons I like that film so much. But there's one scene in Jinja Ninja and his super chat just brought it to my mind again too. But there's during the paintball scene, I think Jason is walking extremely fast through the woods, and on the other side of him, you can see the trees just flying past him, just like it was a car driving down the road at 50 or 60 miles an hour.
Yes.
And I mean, it just struck me as so funny because I was like, damn, he's walking fast. And of course, you know, he's chasing somebody who is running at full speed, and but you can hear him huffing and puffing as he's walking through the woods. And I just died laughing when I saw that.
Nice.
And like I said, I don't know that scene had ever got to me like that before. So that's the one that comes to mind right now. So tomorrow it'll change.
Yeah. No, that's a good one. And Hada Polar, she's in the chat asking if any of them are on streaming services gonna settle down and have a marathon tonight. I do know that you can get them on Vudu. I'm pretty sure you can rent them on YouTube. If anyone knows for sure.
It's on Prime too.
On Prime, okay, all right.
They're currently on sale on Vudu for today.
Yeah, that makes sense. And of course, you know, we've already got them, but that definitely makes sense that they're, you know, yeah. Well, how about you, Sarah? Do you have a moment that sticks out for you?
Yeah, I believe it's part 6. It's Jason Lives. And it's the scene where they go back to the cemetery to make sure he's dead, and they end up bringing him back to life with like a pole and the lightning. And I'm sitting there going, this is your fault. And I don't know why, but I just always think of that movie of him getting struck with the lightning and like reanimating.
Yeah.
That was a great scene.
You messed up Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy messed it up.
All their blood is on Tommy's hands.
It is. Well, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, and hated Jamie in the chat, but man, I gotta put the blame on Joey in 5, right? You know, because once he kills Roy's kid, Roy goes on a rampage, and of course that triggers Tommy, which, you know, he stays triggered until 6, and then he does his stupid stuff. So Joey, that candy bar, Joey and the candy bar. I'm putting it on Joey. But obviously, and it's funny, Sarah, that you said
Joey.
that. Hey,
I'm
look,
sorry, but he was
listen,
annoying.
if someone is chopping wood, and I know he's got a bad attitude like that dude had in part 5, I am not going near him. You know, at this halfway house for troubled teens, not gonna do it. You know,
Oh.
he kept baiting him and stuff. But anyways, yeah,
You gotta admit, that's a very shocking scene, though.
it was.
Because that was the first time in Friday the 13th, other than the first one, we saw somebody other than Jason kill somebody.
That's right. That's a good
True.
point. Very good point. See, that's what
That whole movie is, someone other than Jason killing. So
Yeah, but at the
Right.
beginning,
Yeah.
you didn't know that. You didn't know that at
Right.
the beginning.
Well-
Not back in
Right.
1985.
no,
Yeah.
there were differences though. You just had to be
he had
real
on
good to
a
know.
blue stripe hockey mask. I mean,
That's
there
right.
were
Instead-
signs if you knew what to look for.
Mhm.
Yeah, instead of the red chevrons on the mask. Yeah, it's funny that because I wanted to talk about 5 a little bit too, but my moment that I was going to pick is actually the same moment, Sarah. Is that when I was a kid, and Kill, you know this because I had you watching it too. When he came back, because I'm going to be honest, 5 was not my favorite as a kid when I saw it because I just was hung up on the fact that it wasn't Jason, just like I was hung up on the fact that Season of Witch didn't have Michael in it. Obviously I matured afterwards. I'm just talking about for me. I'm not saying if people still hate those movies, they're not mature, but for me, I just had better insight as I got older. So when 6 came out and we heard that Jason was going to come back, and I was like, okay, well, how's that going to work? And seeing how they brought him back, Tom McLaughlin having that gothic feel to the beginning of 6 with the music and the fog and the lightning and the homage to Frankenstein and all these different types of things. I was like, man, this is awesome. And the way he came back, he's got the maggots all over his face. He gets up. What does my boy do after he takes care of business? He gets that mask. And then you have that really cool, Kill, we used to watch just that opening sequence over, and we recorded it on VHS tapes to watch it over and over again. When they did the homage to 007, as a huge 007 fan too,
awesome.
I loved it. I loved it so much. So that's definitely a moment that always stands out for me too. But to kind of, piggyback to 5 real quick, because I wanted to talk about 5 because that was kind of an outlier in the franchise, for so many people. But before I do that, I just want to say thanks to Jennifer because she's coming in with a $10 super chat. Well, thank you, Jennifer. Wow. Very, very kind of you, saying happy Friday 13th night and panel. You all are amazing. I look forward to you all changing my mind on this franchise. All right.
Hey.
All right.
Jennifer, what up?
What's up with that?
Yeah, like what up?
Well, I'll tell you what, Jennifer, we'll probably have some really good stories just talking about love for the franchise. But anyways, thank you so much for this super chat. We really appreciate it. So let's play a quick clip for you real quick. And here we go.
And he talked differently from the first time he robbed me.
Yeah?
See, he sounded like a...
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
I still need to watch that.
Yeah, you do. You really do. You really do. But thank you so much, Jennifer. We really appreciate that. But let's talk about 5 for a second because I know that that's one of the entries that a lot of people get kind of stuck on a little bit. First of all, what do you guys think of 5? I'll just go right around the panel again. Do you like it? Do you not? Or are you in the middle? Coriander?
I enjoy 5. I know, yeah, it's Roy killing.
That's right.
But still, you've got Pam and the little, what the hell's his name?
Reggie.
Yes, Reggie the Reckless. Yes, the Reckless is right. And that relationship there. I mean, she was really protecting this kid, and
yeah,
it was just. It's still a good movie, the kills, they're still, there's some pretty good ones, but they're not as good as Jason's, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, I enjoy this movie. So
okay. What about you, Kill? So you mean you don't think any of the kills in the movie were as good as the kills that he had like in 3, 4, 6, 7 and so forth?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. How about you, Kill?
I like this movie. For me, I think I've definitely said this before. I love the relationship between the final girl and Reggie, her being pretty much a camp counselor and just protecting this kid who's not her little brother, not related by blood. And yeah, this was not the real Jason, but I'm just saying, a guy puts that mask on and is coming at you with a machete and is killing people around you, like Reggie's brother, who, he just was in the porta potty. Right? He had a bad burrito.
Ooh, baby.
If he used toilet paper, he probably would have survived. But have you noticed? None of them use toilet paper, and they all get it.
Here we go.
Well, first of all, never trust an outhouse.
Yeah.
Right? That's a good point too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You never know what'll crawl up there.
But no, I like this one. My biggest issue was with the depiction of Tommy in this one. But other than that,
let me ask you this though, because I don't even remember. Did you like 5 as a kid, like when you first saw it?
Yeah, because like I didn't know.
You didn't realize. Okay.
I'm not looking at the blue chevrons and red chevrons, because Jason always, he gets his mask by whatever dumbass comes to the camp and brings it with him. Or like, oh, here's a mask in this attic in the remake. Let me just put this on and pose in front of the mirror. So, I didn't put 2 and 2 together.
Okay. Good point. How about you, Bob? What do you think? What's your thoughts on 5?
I love 5. I like that they kind of went back to original concept of where it wasn't Jason. I thought they tried pumping a little freshness into it to change it up. The fan backlash it kind of pushed it into going back to Jason, but luckily it was able to have a story that could kind of push that to make Jason come back with Tommy. Because really, like you said, you can blame Joey for all of this happening again.
Yeah.
Tommy even more insane.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, and I just watched 5 not too long ago, but that scene once, I forgot the guy who did it, the guy with the axe. Once he just chopped Joey up, they had this camera, pointed at Tommy, and he just looked like he was just like, dude, you gotta come on, show some emotion, react to this, bro. And you could just tell that it was over, and I think that really just triggered him so bad. So yeah, good point, man. Good point. Carrie, how about you? What are your thoughts on 5?
I liked it. I feel like all of the Friday the 13th, they have their own separate charm to me, and I enjoy them all in different ways.
All right.
I don't hate any of them.
Ooh, okay. Well, there you go. I'm digging that. All right. And
hey, I love B movies just as much as I love the straight edge.
All right. Very cool. Very cool. How about you, Neil?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely a fan of it. Like I said, regardless of how you feel about its connection to the franchise, its place in the franchise, it is still a solid slasher movie. It does everything that a slasher is supposed to, and it does have a Voorhees in it. She's in the cast. Deborah Voorhees was in here. And I'll tell you what, as a teenage boy, I will remember that scene for a long time.
That was good.
So yeah, it's a good slasher film. I mean, yeah, I don't hate it. I like it, but I have grown to like it more as I've gotten older.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Same thing for me, and it's kind of similar to how things went with, Season of the Witch. A lot of people that, maybe weren't on board with it at first, kind of got on board with it. So it's really interesting how that happens with movies like that, It really, really is. Sarah, what about you about part 5? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm kind of going to echo what's been said. I remember initially watching it really wasn't my favorite, so I didn't watch it when I was doing rewatches of like different entries, but I actually think I watched that maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and I liked it more than the first time I saw it. Like, I appreciated it for what it was, like a good slasher movie. Again, it still probably doesn't rank in my top 5, but yeah, like, it's not a bad movie.
Okay. All right. Very, very cool. And another person that doesn't think it's a bad movie is Jason Dyer, who is a huge Friday 13th fan, coming in with a super chat saying, God, let's talk about my man Creighton Duke. All right. So Creighton Duke, first of all, yeah, and we'll talk about Creighton Duke. And Jason, thank you so much for the super chat. So obviously we knew it would go down this road too when we talk about Jason Goes to Hell. To me, Creighton Duke was one of the best parts of that entire movie. Easily one of the sequels that I wasn't the biggest fan of. I've grown to appreciate it, a little bit more over the years, and especially since we've been talking about Friday the 13th on the channel. A lot of that has to do with our friend Eric from Hey Internet Eric here, because that's his favorite horror movie from the 90s. And I was like, wow, all right, but he explained his reasoning for it, and he's so passionate about it, like it started to kind of infect me a little bit. What do you guys, I'll just let any of you guys answer this. What do you guys think about Creighton Duke, or what do you think about Jason Goes to Hell as far as its place in this franchise?
No.
You say no.
I love Creighton Duke, but you know how I feel about this movie. Like you have and this is just my opinion. You have a Friday the 13th movie where they're throwing out legacy type characters like Creighton Duke, like he's just this hunter and we should know him, but we don't. But I still love him. And then the Voorhees, other Voorhees family members, and the Voorhees sword, and the Sword of Omens, and Voltron, and Skeletor, and and it's just like, and then on top of that, you have the audacity to have Jason in the movie for how many minutes, Knight?
Like 8.5 minutes.
That's being generous. Like,
Is
thank you,
it for
Neil.
Neil?
Yeah, I'm with Neil on this one. Thank you, sir. He's on the screen for like 4 minutes and then gets stabbed in the heart.
Hey, look. Let's be real. How are you gonna have Kane Hodder as Jason in your movie for? I mean, come on, man. That was just a big thing to me. But as we know,
he's in it twice though. He's a
stop.
god.
Don't talk about
And
the
he's
reflections in the
Jason.
mirror. Don't you talk about those reflections in the mirror.
It's him.
No.
You can't deny it.
Hey, look, if we did
there.
that episode, you had me cracking up because you're like, well, you saw him in the reflections in the mirror, and I was like, what?
It's true.
He was a guard.
You guys, it's
was-
not that bad. Come on.
Okay, now wait a minute. Now, Coriander, do you remember what you said was your worst, or do you remember where you had Jason Goes to Hell
It
in your
had to
ranking?
get placed somewhere. All right. I
Well,
think
there you go.
8. I think 8 was. I think
Yes.
this was below 8. So
Yeah, you had 8
For me-
as your last, and then this.
yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. That's fine.
And
it's
it's
fine.
just the way it is. But
It
I
is.
still enjoy this movie.
No, I
fun
do
movie.
too. As a horror film, that is copying off of The Hidden, I really enjoy it a lot.
Eat.
And it
Yeah,
is copying off The
exactly,
Hidden.
it
You
is.
know it.
It
You
really
know it.
is.
Stop it.
No, but seriously though, it's a fun movie. As far as the kills, the practical stuff, that's fun. And you do have Creighton Duke, like Jason said. Creighton Duke is a great character. And thank you so much for that super chat, by the way, Jason. I want to thank you again for that because I know
But
you
she
really
had, right?
love
The
this
dude
franchise.
who was in the series. What the hell is
Yeah.
his name?
John
So
DeLemay.
yes, and
Yeah.
I enjoyed the series. So this movie,
too.
brought forth something that was entertaining for how many seasons? Quite a few. So
Yeah, that's true. What do the rest of you guys think about Jason Goes to Hell? Because obviously, we talked about it ad nauseum on this channel. But what are you guys' thoughts on it?
Those worms didn't work in Nightmare on Elm Street, and they didn't work in this movie either.
My man. There you go. What about you, Bob? What about you, Carrie and Sarah?
I enjoy it for what it was, but it's my least favorite. Like, it's very hard for me to find enjoyment unless I'm with people watching it. I will not watch it by myself because I will just get annoyed and leave the house and find something else to watch.
I've got to watch it in the next few days, so we'll see.
Oh man, you should record like some of your reactions to it as you're watching it, man. That would be hilarious.
Probably, but I'd rather play FIFA, so it'd be hard to convince me to record myself watching that.
Good point. And hey to Brandon. Brandon's in the chat too. What's going on, man? Good to see you.
Yeah, you lose me at like possessions and mystical daggers, and this one wasn't for me.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, the dagger, man. It's like, like I could almost be on board with them saying that he could, body hop or whatever. But where'd the dagger come from? They had the Necronomicon in the movie. It's like, come on, man. We can't
You're
do
dealing
that.
with the dead. The Necronomicon deals with the dead.
Yeah, when I'm watching The Evil Dead.
Well,
Not when I'm
you're
watching
dealing
Friday
with,
13th.
you're trying to kill something undead. The only way you can do that is magic. So come on.
Yeah, they threw all the fantasy concepts into one movie that was supposed to be a slasher, and I don't know what the fuck they were thinking.
Yeah.
Barely.
It still had its moments, though. Come on, guys.
It does. I mean, it's got some good
Stop
kills.
hating. Stop hating.
Don't hate, appreciate. What's up to Phil? Phil's in the chat too. What's going on, Phil?
Phil.
Good to see you. Good to see you. And Miss C was saying, pretty sure it was Vinny who killed Joey in 5, unless I got my Fridays mixed up. Yeah, I forgot what his name was, but maybe it is Vinny. But all I know is that Joey with that candy bar, man. Brandon also saying the only Friday 13th I don't like is Jason Goes to Hell. There you go. There you go. Carrie, you got any thoughts on Jason Goes to Hell? Are you gonna be the
for
the
me,
bright light?
if I go through the franchise and I watch all of them, I kind of skipped that one.
Oh, okay.
But
All right.
I am willing to, because I haven't watched it in like ages, so I wouldn't mind like revisiting it just to see how I feel about it.
Yeah, you should. You really should. I mean, look, and especially Coriander Kill, they know I really love to joke a lot about Jason Goes to Hell. It's kind of been a running gag on this channel, which is really interesting.
Yeah,
But
between you two.
you know the truth, girl. No, it's not.
So
It's
do
not.
you.
It's not the worst movie in the world. I mean, we've seen tons of movies that way. I'm talking.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, movies we couldn't even finish watching after a few minutes. So, but I just look at it in the sense of as a Friday the 13th movie. I just think they kind of missed the mark, and a lot of that is on the shoulders of Sean Cunningham, because when Adam Marcus, was directing, he was a young director, and he was basically told, "Go nuts, do what you want to
Yeah.
do. I don't want to see that hockey mask," and it's funny because both of them kind of was putting blame on each other, Sean Cunningham and the director and so forth. But the bottom line is that they were trying something different, which I can appreciate, but it was just like too different for me as a Friday fan,
So would you say that Jason Goes to Hell is the franchise's Halloween Ends?
It's the franchise's Halloween. It's the franchise's. Well, what would you say, Kill?
Busta Rhymes. It's the Halloween. yeah. And I literally, Carrie, you beat me to it because I'm sitting here and I'm like, Coriander, this movie is like how you feel about Busta Rhymes and Halloween. Was that Resurrection?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Come on. Trick or
Yeah, I
treat.
skipped that one too.
Mother.
I could play the clip. No, I'm just joking.
You know he has it.
Well,
Yeah, no, please.
Well, let's put it this way. In the very next film, they went to space. Jason Voorhees in space.
Yes, but Uber
and that was
Jason
a,
is
that was a
badass.
better movie than Jason
It was
Goes
better.
to Hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It was.
Yeah, far
Yeah,
better.
it was. That's a good
And they had
point,
one of
man.
the best kills, in my
Face?
opinion. Mm-hmm.
And
Mhm.
which
Oh,
one,
yeah.
which one is that?
The cryo
face.
freeze.
Face.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
with
guess
it.
what? Well, let's play that. Here we go.
Oh, no.
That was a good one.
Epic.
Epic.
So good.
Very epic.
Where did Jason
10
Voorhees
out of
learn
10.
the chemical properties of liquid nitrogen?
I'm gonna suspend all our beliefs for this.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's a good one.
You probably just thought it was water, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, I guess it didn't matter to him, right? Either way, he was gonna get it done. What's up?
Yeah.
The Cheers to Fears. What's going on? And Val, you were all right. A link for our Friday 13th videos. We went through all the movies. We did rankings. We did a whole bunch of stuff, and this will be included on that playlist after we're done. But no, again, I think Jason Goes to Hell had a lot of issues with it, but at least they did, some practical work. There was some interesting kills. Creighton Duke was great. John LeMay was pretty good. It is what it is. But Neil hit it right on the head with saying, "Hey, the next movie they went to space." They went to space, but also
and it actually worked.
And it did work. That's the crazy thing about it. Like when people talk about Jason X, it's kind of like they're almost like, yeah, I liked Jason X. It's just crazy to think he's the only horror icon, in my opinion, that could go to space and have a good movie.
Killed it in space,
Right?
man.
He did.
Figuratively and literally, yep.
Yeah.
He did. He really, really did. Oh man. But look, guys, and Brandon saying, Killian, speaking the truth, just no. Yes. Oh my God. And Missy is heading out, but saying happy Friday the 13th. Have a killer day or night. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, Retro is on the other side of the fence, and Jason Goes to Hell is a great entry. And I have heard some people
good for
say
you.
That's fine. Yeah,
there are some
that
folks
is
that
fine.
really do dig it.
There's no wrong answers for this franchise, in my opinion.
Well, and I think it's funny you say that, Carrie, because I was thinking the same thing. Is that I think this franchise has kind of a lot of variety that people can really get attached to. So many of these movies, whether you do like something that has a little bit of sci-fi in it, like Jason X. The body hopping thing is just totally bonkers crazy. There's a bonkers crazy feel to it. Neil was talking about how 6 had like a really comedic tone underneath of it, like a horror comedy, which, by the way, was a huge inspiration for Kevin Williamson when he wrote Scream, because Tom McLaughlin, who directed Jason Lives, actually was in line to direct Scream, but he turned the offer down. And so that's kind of how he got introduced to Kevin Williamson. And Kevin Williamson said, Jason Lives, was really, a good movie, and I enjoyed it. And so it's funny how you have some of these different connections with these movies, Now, here's what I want to do too. I'm just going to ask you guys straight up. You guys just give me your best answer, because then I want to have a little bit of a versus with two movies. I just want to ask you guys, what's your favorite movie in the franchise? And I know for some people, myself included, sometimes that changes. But I'll start with you, Coriander. What's your favorite movie in this franchise?
Oh man. I think I'm gonna have to go with 7.
7. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Kill.
I'm gonna have to say 7 as well, because that movie was just awesome, and that is hands down, in my opinion, the best looking Jason in any movie ever.
Okay. All right.
Love it.
Bob, how about you?
I gotta go part 6. I just love everything about that movie. And when you think about that's the first one that had no nudity. So my mother actually had no problem with me watching it in the house. So it was kind of a free pass to a horror movie.
There you go. Nice. And Carrie, before I get to you, Jennifer says, okay, hot take time. The only Friday 13 movie I do like is Freddy vs. Jason and the 2009 remake. Don't hate me. No hate at all.
We don't hate you.
No hate at all.
We do not hate you.
No, it's good to know that you. So if you like two of the movies, it's good to know that you like 2 of the movies in the franchise. That's really good. All right, Carrie, how about you? What's your favorite in the franchise?
Oh, this is so hard.
I know.
But I guess I would have to say part 2.
Ooh. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with part 2.
Sackboy gets love.
There
yes,
you go.
I don't mind the baghead.
And there you go. Dominic's a huge fan of Jason Goes to Hell. I know that. Yes. And Nathan also saying, I really changed my mind about Jason Goes to Hell. I really like it now. All right.
Nice.
Cool. Lamar's in the chat too. What's going on, Lamar? Good to see you. All right. Jamie, also a fan of Jason Goes to Hell. Yeah, I mean, I will say there are a lot of people that do really enjoy it, and that's fantastic. I mean, like I said, I enjoy it in certain ways, but as a Friday 13th film, it just, I have some issues with it. But hey, cheers to fear saying Jason X is so much fun. It is. It really, really is. Yeah. All right, Neil, what's your favorite movie in this franchise?
Well, like you, this could change tomorrow.
That's right.
But tonight I am going with part 4, the final chapter.
Okay.
Tom Savini, Trish as the final girl, Corey Feldman. Jason dies at the end, that scene. I mean, it's just got so much to like, and it's the end of the first trilogy of 2, 3, and 4. Yeah. Jason's killing spree over, I don't know, about a week. So, yeah, it's just the Double Mint Twins. I mean, it's got so much in it to like. So that's what I'm going with tonight is final chapter.
All right. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. How about you, Sarah?
So I kind of have two answers, which might be a cop-out, but I do really like 6.
I like that. It might be a cop-out.
I like 6, but I need to just show some love to Jennifer, because I'm not going to lie to you. The most rewatched one for me is Freddy versus Jason. Like, it's so much fun. And all I can do, I'll just put it on in the background sometimes, but I think objectively, I have to say 6 is my favorite.
Okay. All right. That's fair enough. I kind of go back and forth on these quite a bit myself, but if I had to choose one, I would probably go with the final chapter. And that's just because it just has so many great elements to it. It just has a great pace, the way it's shot, the characters, the kills. Ted White, I mean, again, and this is kind of leading to where I'm going with this, but Ted White was amazing as Jason. And it's one of those movies that as a kid, it really stuck with me quite a bit. 3 and 4. Kind of like what Neil was saying too, the idea of the story just kind of overarching and just being, this big one story type of deal between these movies. I think that really that was a big part of it for me as well. But with that being said, and it's interesting that the answers kind of turned out this way, because I thought that they might. What I wanted to do is specifically talk about the final chapter and the New Blood, and kind of talk about some of the specific things in those two movies, kind of just having a little bit of a fun time with it as a versus type of battle between the two movies. Now, what I want to do is I'm just going to basically ask the question about something, what we think about something in each movie, and kind of tally up a score just for the fun of it, see what we say. Okay. So let's start with, to me, one of the things in the movie that always meant a lot to me when I would put that movie in the VCR was how it began. So the first thing I want to talk about is the best opening to the movie, and talking about the best opening to Friday the 13th 4 and also Friday the 13th 7. So Coriander, what do you think between the two of them? Which opening did you enjoy the most?
Well, for me, it is obviously it's part 7, because, you get a little bit of backstory on Tina and her father and what happened and why she doesn't really, feel too comfortable going back to this place.
Okay.
So yeah,
all right.
I think 7.
Okay,
that's the best
fair
opening.
enough. Okay. All right. How about you, Kill?
Man, it's like every time we have one of these, I'm almost agreeing with everything Coriander is saying. I loved getting extra backstory about the final girl before the movie even started. And that's something that we normally don't get unless, at the beginning they'll do the continuation a little bit and, so forth. But I loved kind of seeing the things that caused her to become the character she is in the movie, to have the doctor who was an a-hole, and things of that nature, and showing these powers that she had. So for me, I loved all of that buildup, because it led to, me realizing, okay, hopefully she's going to have a showdown with Jason, with these powers, and that's going to be awesome. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I can dig that. Okay, Bob, how about you? Which one between these two movies, between 4 and 7, had the best opening to you?
Well, I don't like shadowing and copying people, but I have to agree with them. I think 7, and it comes down with me with liking getting information on characters a little beforehand, so I don't go in like we get some context, so nothing like just magically happens later on. And I think it really did set the tone. And watching it for the first time, it made me want to see a battle at the end between both of them, and to me, it just set the tone perfectly.
Okay.
No Voorhees blade.
No.
And no Voorhees blade.
See, that's where they messed up. They should have brought that up right at the opening of that movie.
Okay.
Just
all right.
stuck it in there somewhere.
Right. God. How about you, Carrie?
You know what? I have to agree with everyone else. I mean, I do love the fact that there's a backstory, and I loved character growth. And I feel like without that, we would have probably not had any real connection with this character. So I'm gonna have to go with them.
All right. So we've got 4 people for 7. All right. So Neil, which one are you going with for the best opening?
Again, yeah, part 7. It was just a great way to lead into what was going to be, one of the more original films in the franchise. I mean, this was like a versus movie before they became popular.
Right.
So this is one of the first ones. I know you had the Godzilla movies where it'd be Godzilla versus Mothra and things like that. But now we're getting, a character in the film that is superhuman to a degree, and it's going to be interesting. It's like, the first time I watched it, I was like, this is going to be cool, and I'm excited to watch this movie. So yeah, definitely part 7 has the better intro, I believe.
Okay. All right. How about you, Sarah?
Yeah, I hate to be boring, and I do, don't get me wrong, love a good escape from the morgue scene, but I'll always remember 7. I love seeing the dock collapsing. It just, to echo what everybody else said, I think 7.
All right.
It's unanimous.
Cool. It is. Now I'm gonna say I was talking to Coriander about this when we were getting everything together for the episode. I love 7. I love the backstory they gave to Tina, but I can't lie, man. I'm just thinking about when I first saw it, the opening of it, and the voiceover, that was by Crazy Ralph. I absolutely love that voiceover because it was just so cool the way it was done. There's a legend round here, and a curse, Jason Voorhees curse, and of course they showed clips from 6, which when I was really little, 6 was one of my favorite ones as well. And then of course, getting into the movie, I just thought it was just really, really good. It was, it gets you pumped up, and then it gives you the story, kind of like what you guys were saying, gives you that backstory. So I'm definitely a part 7 fan as far as the opening of it, how it started off. So I agree. I cannot believe we all went with the same one. That is absolutely crazy. I can't believe it. For you guys,
we're all hive minds right now.
I guess so.
Great minds think alike.
Ooh, okay. Well, there you go. For you guys in the chat, definitely let us know which opening you enjoyed the most between 4 and 7. But let's go to something else. Now, this will be kind of a different part, but let's talk about which movie had the best Jason. Now, this has been something we've talked about this before, and I've had discussions on live streams and through comments and stuff like that many times. We have Ted White, who just recently passed away just a few months ago. Rest in peace to Ted White from part 4. And of course, we've got Kane's first movie in 7. So the question is, which Jason is the best? Now, I'm not talking actor only. I'm just talking about the Jason that was in the movie, the way he was presented. Coriander, who are you going with?
I have to go with my man Kane. I mean, he brought so much to Jason that none of these other people before him brought.
Okay.
I liked the size of him. like Killian said, the look of him. He just was awesome, and he will forever be my Jason. So yeah,
All right.
definitely Kane.
Okay. All right. Kill, what do we got? I'm just saying, man. I gotta ask the question.
Once again,
Like you
my
already know.
favorite version of Jason. No, just it's 7.
Okay.
You know, Kane with the physicality. Also, the money was well spent. This is, you know, as far as special effects, the most money that was spent on the look of Jason.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, to have a good, you know, protagonist or antagonist, they have to have a good person to go against.
Right.
And this version of Jason goes against literally hands down the toughest final girl ever in a Friday movie. She kicks his ass. You know?
Yeah.
So that also just makes it top. So 7.
All right. Okay, Bob. What do we got for you?
I gotta go with Ted White from the final chapter. I just like the performance that he gave, especially hearing some interviews to where he, at times you could kind of tell it looked like he really did want to kill Corey on that set. And I think that kind of added to it a little bit more. And I love Kane Hodder, and no disrespect to that, but there wasn't quite that kind of tension I ever felt to where it's like he wanted to kill any of the people specifically.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. Carrie, what do we have for you? Which Jason was the best Jason?
I have to go with Kane as well. I mean, his stature, the way that he carried himself as Jason, I mean, he scared me the most. So I definitely have to go with him. He brought some muscle and some sinister vibes to that character.
All right. Okay. How about you, Neil?
I don't know.
I know it's hard though. It is.
I mean, I'm with Killian as far as the look. Part 7. I mean, that is probably the best Jason has ever looked. You've got the aspect of, you know, like you said, he's up against a superhero, and he still wins, but he should. He's a zombie. He should win.
Right.
But I'm going with Ted White.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure in part 4 he runs.
Yes, he does.
Also, he gets he got a machete to the knee or something like that, and he grunts because of it. I mean, you know, so you get some actual, you know, like an emotional response from Jason. Of course, technically, for most people, he's still alive at this point, right? He's not a zombie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've just got to go with Ted White. I mean, it's just overall, I think the performance was just slightly better than Kane in part 7, but I mean, they're close. They're real close.
Yeah, I agree with that. They are very close. How about you, Sarah?
So this may not be the best entry in the franchise, but I actually really liked, I think it's Derek Mears. It's the guy who plays him in the 2009 remake. I just thought he looked good. Like, he looked a little darker. Like, he looked a little more, I don't know if the word's like imposing, because he wasn't the biggest of the Jasons, but I don't know, something about him just he looked different. Maybe it was because it was the remake. He looked kind of like new. But I've always just, when I look at the posters, he always looks the most like daunting. I just, like the way he looked.
They did make him daunting. Do you have a favorite between Kane Hodder in 7 and Ted White in 4?
Probably 7.
Okay. All right. Well, for me, you know, because we're talking about 4 and 7. Growing up, the Jason that I had the nightmares about were the Jason from. We used to find a kill. You know what I'm gonna say. I got to talk about Richard Brooker from 3, and they carried over his look, you know, with Ted White, but Ted White added some really interesting little touches. You know, that chase scene at the end with Trish, I thought for sure he had her, and technically he did, you know, but of course, you know, she's running up the steps and he's kind of like, okay, keep going, and then Trish, you know, made the ultimate smart move of all time, looking at the window and said, you know what, I'm just gonna jump out of this window, I'm not gonna get killed. She didn't take a minute to think about it, she just did it. And that finale was so so good in the sense of back and forth and Jason's intensity. Now, I love Kane, obviously, but I just think that, Ted just brought something that was really just, I don't know, man. It's hard to describe it. And he was an older guy at the time when he was filming part 4. I think he was like 52. And I would have never known that because he was going after Trish. So I don't know, man. I got to give the edge to Ted White on that one for me. Again, when I was having nightmares about Jason as a kid, that's the Jason that I had the nightmares of, the Jason that I saw in 3 and 4.
And Ted White was quick too. I mean, he could move side to side, and
yeah. I mean, he just, I think the thing that Kane did that was really good, Kane had he was imposing, like he was very imposing, and he's the one that kind of introduced that breathing, where he would kind of like that, and it's kind of like, oh shit, so he had a lot of little nuances that he really added to Jason. But personally, I think he built off of what Richard Brooker did and Ted White and even CJ Graham in 6. Not to take anything away from Kane, because I think he's awesome, and cumulatively probably my favorite Jason, because I just enjoyed watching him for all those movies in a row. But Ted White in 4, man, he was he was something else. All right, well, that was an interesting one. All right, so let's do this too, because we got to talk about in 4 and in 7. We've obviously got the final girls. We've got Trish and we've got Tina. Here's my question: which final girl was the best final girl? Okay, now you guys can take that how you want, but that's how I'm going to ask the question, because obviously if we're talking about superpowers, there's no contest because only one of them have superpowers. So if you say I like Tina because she had superpowers, no, don't say that. But anyways, what do you think, Coriander?
I like Tina because she had superpowers.
Stop! Get out of here! Come on. Jeez.
I mean,
it was bound to happen.
I knew she would.
Kicks ass, and it is because of her telekinesis. Okay. And don't shame her or say that that's a superpower and that doesn't count. That's not a fucking superpower. It isn't. Some people actually have it. This isn't a Marvel movie. Come on. I'm just saying now.
You said don't call it a superpower?
Yeah.
Well, whatever you want to call it. It's something special.
It is.
Yeah.
And that's what it takes to give Jason a real good run for his money. You know what I mean? Yep, these other girls, they run, they fight him, but she did too. You know what I mean? She
did.
She got her ass kicked just as much as they did. So, I mean, Tina she's just badass, and yeah, she's my favorite final girl. Jenny, it's then Jenny, but Tina's my girl. So yeah.
Jenny.
Okay. What about you, Kill?
Well, for me, it's going to be Tina, for a few reasons. Obviously, the superpowers, yeah. But she went through a lot in her movie. She had an asshole doctor.
Yeah. Bad News Cruise.
Her mother died. She was about this close to having pig's blood poured on her by the blonde chick who was hating on her. She went through a lot of stuff.
Again.
Right.
And if that had happened, ooh. And also, if you think about it, she could have also became a true straight up villain. Look at that. She is just literally teetering on the edge of, well, I'm going to use my powers for good. Mm-hmm. Oh, you keep messing with me and making fun of me and messing up my opportunity with this guy and embarrassing me. Okay, it's pig's blood time. You all die. So, Tina is my girl for this one.
All right. How about you, Bob?
Trish, and I'm going to go into a little of a nostalgia thing for me myself. I have an older half sister, and to me, I felt more of a connection following Trish than I would Tina, who I don't know anybody that has telekinesis. I know it's considered real, but when I look at Trish, I see someone more of a survivor than even Tina. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for it, but at the end of the day, technically Tina has an advantage over every other final girl in most franchises.
Right.
So,
Well, that's why I was saying, go a little bit beyond the superpowers. Yeah.
So as a character, it has to be Trish for me. I'm looking at like the whole character depth, and for me, it's connection. If I can connect to somebody, I usually have support with that. So I have to go Trish.
All right. Okay. Carrie, you're up.
Damn it, Bob. We keep sharing these minds and these thoughts because
There you go.
I'm going
great
with
minds
Trish
think
too.
alike.
That's very true.
There you go.
I'm thinking Trish too because I feel like she's, I don't know. There's a humanity to her. I feel like she was put through the ringer and she was thrown into this chaos. She was thrown into this nightmare, and yet she still managed to get through it without powers. Mic drop.
Right. All right.
Pipe bomb.
There you go. All right, Neil.
But I do like Tina though. I do like her because I like that she's soft spoken, but she.
True.
But I like Trish.
All right. Okay. How about you, Neil?
I don't know. How can I argue against any of that? I mean, they all make some great points.
True.
I'm gonna go with Trish. Because like right now, Friday the 13th Part 4 is my favorite in the franchise, and part of that is because of Trish. Like you said, what she went through, how she handled it. They ultimately defeated Jason, which nobody else in the franchise did. I mean, this was the film where he actually died. They literally killed him. So.
He was dead. 100% dead.
He was already fucking dead. Dead.
Man was
I'm not
killed.
beeping myself this time. I'm sorry.
Wait a second. We're not counting Jason Goes to Vancouver, where he gets melted by toxic waste.
Stop.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he was a zombie
turns into a baby.
I mean,
I don't know what they were
Exactly.
thinking at the end of that, man. That was crazy stuff.
And that was even more horrific special effects than the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. I mean, it's
Good point, man.
But anyway,
gosh.
no, I'm going with Trish.
Okay. All right. Sarah, what do you think between the two?
I'm going to go with Tina. Like, she had PTSD from accidentally killing her father. She was like bullied by those girls. I think her name was like Melissa.
Yes.
And like her psychiatrist was insane. All of that, plus the fact that she had powers, she could have easily been a villain. But instead, she took down Jason, saved the day.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Another good point.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, so
All right, fine. I'll give the mic to you, Sarah.
Wow, the mic is given to you, Sarah. All right.
I'm just putting that out there.
Well, now I will say for me, because I think both of them were really good final girls in their own right, and I think both of them. Yeah, I mean, I think when we did our final girl ranking, I only had I think one above these two, and you guys know who that is. And she will always be the best. But for these two, they're both great for different reasons. But if I had to pick one, I'd pick Trish. And the reason that I picked Trish is because, as far as in the movie,
she jumped out a window.
Not just that she jumped out of the window. No. I'm talking about, she was very quick-witted. She was also very smart. And I mean, ultimately, she wanted to save her brother. Like, it took some guts to do what she did. There was only one time in the movie that her character kind of faltered to me a little bit. And granted, she was, traumatized and so forth, was when she went back down those steps in the basement for that 2 seconds. It's like, no, you don't do that. You never do that. But other than that, her character never really faltered for me in the movie. And when Ted White grabbed Corey Feldman through the window, and that was a real reaction from Corey Feldman, He didn't know that Ted White was going to jump through at that moment. And
Oh, man.
Trish took that with the hammer and just started going off on Jason. You know, I was just like, wow, you know. And even when Jason came into the house, and she had the machete, and she's like, come on, you know. And I just thought that she was just badass for just being just a regular person. And I don't even mean with the superpowers. Like, she was a very just kind of just your everyday person, kind of like what Bob was saying, very relatable. And so
Very relatable.
I got to give the edge to Trish, but I absolutely do love Lar as Tina. I think that you know, she was fantastic in that role, and it was really fun seeing her do all that Carrie shit. That was really great. So you can't go wrong with Tina either. You really can't. Let's do one more here, because this to me will be kind of an interesting one, because both these movies had a lot of great moments. But what I wanted to talk about is, between the two movies, what was your best or favorite kill between Friday 4 and Friday 7? And it doesn't have to be, you know, I mean, whatever comes to your mind is fine. You know, whether it's gory or it scared you, or, you know, the effect looked good. Because we do know that, you know, there were kills in 7 that were, you know, cut away because of the MPAA. So it doesn't necessarily have to be that it's the goriest, but just a kill that you thought was really cool. Coriander, I'll start with you.
I think it would probably have to be Crispin there.
Where's the
I mean,
corkscrew?
yeah, I mean, he got the corkscrew. Didn't he get like a butcher knife, right? To like his head.
Yeah.
And then
the
he was
cleaver.
staked up to the door.
Yeah.
I mean, he got it, I think, the worst out of, any of those, you know, those group of people. So,
Oh man, yeah. Oh, that was a bad one. All right, Crispin, that was a good one. How about you, Kill?
You know, it's a few that come to my mind, but I believe in 7 there was the one where he used the circular saw.
Yes.
Yes, that, because like I mean, once again, I love, you know, how Freddy has his glove and Michael has his knife. Jason has like a tree. I'm gonna burn you in a sleeping bag. I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna just push your head into a puddle as you're trying to bribe me with money, and then your money's just gonna be floating in the puddle. You know, so yes, that circular saw. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Love
Yeah,
it.
that was a good one.
Yeah.
What about you, Bob?
For me, and it's funny because this was brought up in a call I was in last night, and I know I'm copying Coriander, but I have to go with Crispin on this because of the whole corkscrew. Like, to me, it just stood out the most, and like I said in the call last night, to me, that was the first kind of really gruesome kill I got to see in the whole franchise, and in a lot of ways, when you compare it, to me, it stands out very much like the machete with the wheelchair, because I wasn't expecting that one at all. Unlike his friend, I was expecting the whole knife from behind the screen and that. So I have to say Crispin.
All right. Hey, you know, speaking of Crispin, we have a lot of Crispin love here. You guys know, yeah, that was a good kill, but we all know what else he did that was very, very famous too. So how about we take a look at one of the greatest moments in movie history? Here's my
Good,
man,
he
Crispin
can dance
Glover.
for us.
Yeah, here he goes.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
What? What?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
What?
Yeah, there it is.
What?
I love it. Okay. He is the greatest dancer of all time. All right, Carrie, so what are you coming up with your favorite or the best kill or whatever you want to call it from one of these two movies?
I'm sorry, but I also have to go with the corkscrew.
Okay.
I feel like it's kind of a trope in horror movies, especially in the 80s, and they definitely did it very well.
They did. They really, really did. Good point. Good point. All right, Neil, what about you?
Jason Voorhees at the end of part 4.
There it is. I was waiting to see
and the reason for it, though, is, I mean, first of all, it's definitely one of the more memorable kills in the whole franchise.
Yeah.
But it's also one of the ones that they show how they did it in the making of reels that are on the DVD or Blu-ray extras that I have.
Yeah.
And when you watch that, you're like, it's so cool. And you realize just what a genius Tom Savini is, because they used a dummy, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And they're showing, a camera behind all these people as they're doing the effect. They film themselves doing the kill. And, there's 5 or 6 people standing around just out of the camera view. One of them's got like the back of the dummy, and it's already got the machete through its head. And they're just slamming it on the ground, just picking it up and slamming it multiple times. So that they'll have enough camera footage to go back and edit the kill for the movie. And when you watch them do that, and then you watch the movie, you realize that they slowed the film down so that you could see it. But in real life, they just bam and pulled it back up. Just the way they put it all together, and the eye twitching and everything. Yeah, it's just nasty. And then it cuts, from one side and goes like almost all the way through its head.
Yes.
And it was uncut. They didn't cut that out of the film, which is the other thing I appreciate about it. So
it's a good point.
That's my favorite kill.
All right, a very good point. Yeah, they didn't cut away from it either. Ugh. All right, Sarah, how about you? And Bullet also agrees with that too. The machete through the head. Yeah. How about you, Sarah?
I'm like 99% sure this is in part 4. I just tried to Google it. So if it's not, I'm so sorry. But is it Paul in part 4 that gets harpooned in the groin?
That is in.
Is that 4?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
He does. He gets harpooned.
He's on fight with somebody, and he goes outside, and he gets harpooned in the groin. Yeah.
He does. Yep.
Yeah, he's on the dock, right? And Jason comes out of the water.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I think
you didn't even expect it.
Either right before or right after he stabs the girl through the raft.
Yep.
I remember the harpoon.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Very good point.
Ted White had to tell him to get her out of the water.
Yeah, she was getting hypothermia and stuff. Ted White was all right, man, because like anytime I saw him in interviews and stuff like that, anything I ever heard about anyone that met him and stuff, he was a really cool dude, a straight shooter. He had been in Hollywood for a while doing things, and so when he was, on the set of the final chapter, he was very professional, but serious about it too, and he was looking out, for the other actors and actresses, even though he wasn't a big fan of Corey because he's a kid. He's a little shit for a kid, but it is what it is.
The real final girl.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Right. The one kill to me that was really, really good, that always comes to my mind was in The New Blood with Melissa. Because she had been built up in that movie for so long of just being the quintessential jerk, and at the end of the movie, the stuff is going down. She has no clue what's going on. She's literally being told, by Tina, and what's his name? Don't go outside. The killer's here, so forth and so forth. And, she's like, screw you. Da, da, da. She opens up the door, and Kane it's almost like Kane had this big smile on his face. I know he didn't, but like Kane is just there with this huge ass axe, and he just thumps right to her head. And you'd think that would be the end of it, but it's not. Then as she, she's hit in the head, stabbed in the head with the axe, then he grabs her and tosses her. Like she just looks like a damn, rag doll. They talked about when they did that scene. Laura talked about that scene because Kane was just so imposing when he threw her and kind of came into the room, like they didn't have anywhere to go, because it was just a small room they were shooting in. But yeah, that kill always gets me, man. It's always one of those moments where it's like, holy crap, it was just done so well. But I mean, the kills that you guys are talking about too are great too, especially Jason's kill. Tom Savini coming back to quote unquote kill his creation. That was really awesome too, man. It really, really was. Real quick too, I just wanted to, some of these guys had some good ones in here too. Melissa also agreed with the spear gun into the groin. And Brandon also talking about the sleeping bag kill, which, yeah, that was a pretty good one as well. That was a really good one. And I thought I saw another one in here too.
Well, if we're talking about any of them in Freddy versus Jason, when Trent, I think his name is, when the bed gets crushed in on him, I thought that was an amazing kill.
So
yeah, that was a good one. That was one that, if I remember correctly, they weren't going to keep that in the movie at first for whatever reason. And I think it was Ronnie Yu that was trying to really cheerlead to keep that into the movie, and they did. And of course, that got the biggest reaction, from the test screening and so forth. But yeah, that was a gnarly kill, man. It really, really was. That's what Michael was talking about here too. Yeah, the bed sandwich, man. That was a bad one.
The bed sandwich.
Philip said, "Yeah, Knight. She had it coming. She really did. Man. She really did, man. It was bad, man. Yeah, it's good." Oh, and Melissa was saying the best kill for me is when Jason lives, the girl sleeping, and then the door opens. She goes to shut it, opens, and blood everywhere in the cabin. That was a good one. I do remember that one. And you can only just imagine like what happened because of how the blood just splattered everywhere. That's a good one. I like that one. But what for you guys, the other thing I wanted to throw out here is also just when we talk about the franchise in general, do you guys have any Friday the 13th, collectibles or items or anything like that you either have or maybe used to have, or maybe something that you'd like to get?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have the collection that I believe you, me, and Coriander have that I absolutely love, with all that great artwork on it as far as the Blu-ray collection.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, what's that, Carrie?
Does that count?
Oh.
It's Freddy versus Jason versus Ash.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's a comic book.
Well, yeah, that counts.
I wish I could show you better.
No, but yeah, that definitely counts. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
I've got a Jason bobblehead.
Are you freaking serious? Hold on.
Yeah.
Dude, that is awesome.
Oh, cool.
I can hold it to the camera, right? Yeah.
That is so cool, man. All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
And of course, I've got the poster up there on the wall behind me.
Yes.
And I'm wearing a Jason shirt.
Yeah, me too.
I need to
man.
get a Jason shirt.
Yeah. You need to get a
you can
Jason
see it.
shirt.
It says "No Lives Matter" on the bottom.
There you go. He's equal opportunity. He is.
It's true. He don't give a shit.
He doesn't, man. Yeah, I have well, first of all, and this is true for anyone either here or in the chat, the Crystal Lake Memories documentary.
Yes.
For anyone who is a Friday the 13th fan, number one, okay. Number two, if you're just a really diehard horror fan, you have got to at least watch this documentary at least once. Now, if you're a Friday the 13th fan, I'm pretty sure you're going to absolutely love it and want to own it, either physically or streaming or whatever. I've got it on Blu-ray and I've got it streaming, and it's amazing. And there's the book, the companion piece to it. It's a fantastic book. It literally gives you just about everything you could want about the whole franchise, every single movie, interviews, backstories, trivia, just everything, man. It's absolutely crazy that they were able to do it. And the documentary is like, was it like 4 hours long?
6 hours and 12 minutes or something.
Yeah, it's long.
It
a lot
is.
of information in it, though.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. It's crazy, but I love it, man. Yeah, there you go. And they have great images in the book. I mean, seriously, man, it's whew, it's a really good one. Hey, Omni, what's going on? Good to see you. Val saying, I would love to get my hands on the Crystal Lake map. Yeah, and when we went to the Monster Mania convention and we saw that map, it was a must-have because it literally it's a map of Crystal Lake, and it shows you all the different locations that you know from in the movie, except for space, of course. And it's so cool. It's such a cool map, and I forgot the gentleman's name who he created it. You know, he kind of just put everything down on the map, and it was really, really cool, man. But yeah, stuff like that, it's invaluable. It really, really is. And someone else in the chat was, I want to catch up to you. Yeah, Ginger Ninja saying, I still need a proper Jason hockey mask. Ooh, yeah, man. Absolutely. No doubt. No doubt. They had a whole bunch of cool hockey masks at the convention, man. Like pretty much all the variations, you know, whether it was 3, whether it was 6, 7, Uber Jason, and of course a couple other ones too. They had this chrome hockey mask. It was pretty cool, man. I would have loved to have gotten one of those. Maybe next time.
I don't know if they have such a thing, but I'd like to have a case that had like the one from each movie in it, just mounted inside of a glass case.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you could build something like that yourself, but it would probably be cheaper to buy them all at one time than to buy 12 different hockey masks.
Yeah. No, good point. That would be cool, man. That would be very cool. I'd
either that or a full-size Jason like the Michael I have behind me that's about 6 feet tall.
Yeah, man. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
oh,
just
cool
like that,
mask.
Gil. Except for have one from every movie.
That is cool, man.
Got a little axe mark here, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like it would scare me too much. I would walk into a room and forget that he's there, and I'm like, "What the?"
Yeah.
Oh, that's
you
funny.
get used to it.
Yeah, right.
Not me.
Oh man. I don't know. It would be cool to have one though, man. To like, have a life-size one. That would be cool. You got to have it in the right room, Carrie, so you don't,
Yeah, definitely.
You don't go in there when it's the dead of night and like there's like a little bit of illumination on the mask or something like that,
Yeah, you don't want that.
Jamie says, I'm scared of Mickey Mouse. Oh no, Jamie. At least you got your bat, Jamie, for protection.
Mm-hmm.
Your mighty bat.
I do have to admit though, it is really weird because I mean this Michael behind me is taller than I am. So I mean, I have to look up.
That would scare me.
Yeah.
There you go. Where'd you get it from?
Trick or Treat Studios.
Nice.
Oh no, that came from Spirit Halloween.
Okay.
They just released it. I guess had it back in stock because it was out of stock for a while. Right after Ends came out, all the stuff was sold out. And the Reagan behind me comes from Trick or Treat, and so does Annabelle and Billy back there.
Yeah, nice. Very, very cool. Awesome stuff.
Are you gonna have Megan back there soon?
When it comes out. That is next on the list. I'm absolutely going to get that.
Why does she have to be so cute?
Well,
part of her charm.
She's cute and creepy.
Mm-hmm.
All at the same time.
And has smooth dance moves.
Right?
Yeah, she does.
Mm-hmm. Did you see it, Carrie?
I didn't see it yet.
Oh, okay. Then we won't.
So funny, Carrie. You have to see it.
You do.
Oh, it's funny.
You do.
Oh, man. If they come out with an animatronic one that actually does the dance, that would be cool.
Ooh, right?
I'm not doing that dance, just so you know.
Well, we'll just we'll just not talk about that right now, but keep things open for the future. What were you saying, Sarah? You said something about in your theater, something about Megan?
It's just like it was a great crowd the night I went to see like Megan, and people were like laughing. It was like perfect. It was just a
Nice.
good experience. Like, there's some things, I'm not gonna like spoil anything for you, Carrie, but there are just some things that she does completely out of the blue that it's just ridiculous. You're gonna love it.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe I'll go see it Monday.
You should.
Yeah,
You
definitely go
should.
check it out. It was a fun movie.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
I love dark humor, so
Then you'll like it, I
Mm.
think. Yeah.
It's insane, right?
Jennifer saying the same thing. Lots of laughs in my theater. You'll have fun with Megan Carey. Yeah.
okay.
Yep. Very, very
I
cool.
love James Wan, so
Yeah, and I think that and Akilah Cooper, who wrote it, she's done a couple things. She did Malignant. I forgot what else she had done, but anyways, the point being is that I think that it was a really well done movie. It was a good story too, and the story kind of it was more than what I was expecting. There was more layers to it than I was expecting. I think it was really well done. It was different. It felt good to watch. And of course, we talked about this already, but just to say, it felt good to watch a movie that kind of did what it did. It kind of gave me a break from some of the other horror I had been watching, so to speak. So that's all I'll say without spoiling it.
And did you hear the news about the DVD Blu-ray release?
Yes, they're gonna have the R-rated cut.
They filmed the movie as an R-rated movie and
Yeah.
then cut it to be PG-13. So they will more than likely offer the uncut version for the physical media releases.
I heard that James Wan wanted the rating to go down because he wanted a more broader audience to be able to watch
I heard
it.
that too.
I think it's so smart. Like, I say this in all like seriousness, there were children in the theater when I went with their parents. They couldn't have been over 11.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's great because, like, how many horror movies are actually good that you can also see with your children?
Right.
Your children are into that stuff. So I think it was perfect for what it was. But I'm super excited to get like more like R-rated content.
Right. That's a very good point, Sarah. And Bullet was talking about how took both my girls 14 and 13 years old to see it. They loved it. Very fun flick. That it's a good point because what we saw in the theater in the movie, it had a lot of creepiness. It had some tense moments, but it wasn't something that you're like, oh God, my kids can't watch that. If anything, the movie itself leans into a younger audience being able to enjoy it. But I think, again, look, James Wan is smart, so we can all just give him credit for that. So that's probably the way he was looking at it. Is that
He took a Wes Craven route?
Yes. And I mean, hey, if you're gonna do things that Wes did, you're in good company. You really are. Very, very much so. What's up, Steven? Steven's in the chat saying, hey everyone, what's going on? Hey, good to see you. Hope you're doing well, man. And Jennifer also saying, I took my two teens. They loved it. They made fun of me for jumping all the time. That's cute. I like that. That's cool. But I definitely am. I'm going to be interested to see what they have on the physical media, the differences that they have. I can only imagine. I can imagine a few things that probably will happen.
I heard more characters were actually going to die.
That's what I heard too. Yep, that's what I heard too.
Yeah, so you may get a completely different movie.
Yeah. Steven saying, happy Friday 13th, everyone. Able to jump in for just a second, but wanted to say hello and have an amazing stream. Thanks so much, man. We appreciate that.
Yeah, happy Friday the 13th to you.
Yeah. All right. Very, very cool. Now, what I wanted to do, we're going to get ready to wrap up this part of it. But what we were going to do after we take a little bit of a quick intermission, so to speak, is we were going to do a watch along of Friday 3. So for any of you guys in the live chat, or obviously for you guys on the panel, like I was saying to you before we went live, more than welcome to join us for it. Because I haven't watched a Friday the 13th movie today all day. Can you believe it? So I got to watch one.
Blasphemy.
I know, but it's going to happen. So, and I'm going to do it with whoever wants to join. So anyways, But for you guys in the live chat, I just want to say we're going to take a little bit of intermission, but also to remind you guys, definitely check out these guys, their channels. For Bob's channel, Carrie's, and Neil's. Definitely, we had the links in the live chat, and they'll be in the description. So go to their channels, support those guys, and subscribe because they're very, very cool. And Sarah does not have a channel yet. People always ask that, Sarah. You notice that? She will, hopefully, maybe.
Yeah,
no
once
pressure.
or twice a stream, I get the "Where's Sarah's channel?" in my brain.
Yes. But I mean, I gotta admit, that's very, very kind that we have so many people
So nice.
that are just so supportive.
They want to see more of your beautiful face, Sarah.
There you go. There you go. Very cool. Michael's saying, who's the better dancer, Megan or Wednesday?
Megan.
Wednesday.
Megan.
I don't know.
But no love to Wednesday?
Megan,
to Wednesday.
No, plenty of love for Wednesday, but Megan will do her dance, and then when she ends it, she has a weapon in her hand. Like,
okay, that might change things.
Yeah. Which is the cutting blade on a paper cutter.
Yeah. Right.
When was the last time you saw that in?
I know, right? All right. So look, we're gonna get ready to take an intermission. So for you guys on the panel, do any of you guys want to do the watch along with 3?
Yeah.
Or able to?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish I could, but I have something else I have to do.
That's okay. Like I said, I just wanted to throw it out to you guys. Carrie, are you able to? Or did you have time to do it or no?
Let's do it.
So let's do it. Kill, you got to run, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, no problem at all. Okay, so what we're gonna do, guys, we're gonna just take a quick break. I'm just gonna put up one of our tributes for Friday the 13th, and be right back in a minute. And we're gonna watch Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D. Who knows? I might even have my glasses. No, I'm just. Well, you never know. You never do know. But anyways, for you guys in the live chat, if you guys need to get a drink or a snack or anything like that, this is your chance to do it, or bathroom break or what have you. Definitely, this is the time to do that. We're going to take just about 4 minutes or so and get situated and get the the movie all ready to go and lined up at 000. All right, so we'll be back in a little bit, guys. And let me just put this up here, and we got about a 5-minute countdown. So, anyways, we'll be back.
The others, they didn't believe me. You're all doomed. You're all doomed. Doomed.
I was the cook. Jason should have been watched every minute.
If you listen to the old timers in town, they'll tell you he's still out there.
We'll straighten something out.
Rask. Nice.
Kill them all.
Not yet. Looking for something?
Kill her, Mommy. Kill her.
Right. It's yours.
What do you want? I was thinking about you.
The counselors weren't paying any attention. They were making love while that young boy drowned.
I told you this isn't funny. Now you're gonna get it, bitch.
You noticed?
Hey, there were other parts of the body. It's an eyeball!
Jason, Mother is talking to you!
Jason?
Jesus Christmas! Holy Jesus, goddamn!
Come in, Sarah. Did you get?
His name was Jason.
Okay, all right. We are about ready to get going on this thing.
Mhm.
Do you guys? Well, Neil, I know you have it physically. Sarah, are you renting it?
Yeah, it's on YouTube for $3.99 in case anybody doesn't have it.
Nice. All right. I will be watching my Blu-ray.
My Blu-ray.
Wow.
Well,
Oh man. Let me just catch up to the chat here. I know you guys have been having some great conversation here too. Let's see. Hey, look, Sarah. Omni said, I thought Sarah had a channel too. I was trying to sub.
So sweet. Thank you so much. But as the name suggests, I'm just Sarah.
Just Sarah. That's all that there is.
Just here for the fun.
That's right. That's right. Michael saying happy birthday to Jason. Yes. Very, very true. Dominic saying, Chucky can dance as well. Yeah, well, you know. I don't know, man.
Maybe as good as me.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, Carrie. Let's see. Brandon saying heading out, but great hanging out with y'all. Have a great rest of your Friday 13th. Absolutely, man. We're about to watch part 3, man. It's gonna be fun. Hey, Gina. All right. Ronan says I'm gonna watch this, then immediately gonna watch part 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and forget that part 9 is a real thing. There you go. There you go. And Dre, thank you. Yeah, I enjoy the tribute too. It just brings you down memory lane. Jason saying, "Hey, since it's Friday 13th, can we watch Phantasm?" when we finally watch it, man, you're
not
going to
be here.
9. Well,
It's going to be the one day he misses it, and we're going to watch it.
I'm going to make sure it's a time that he can join and maybe even be up here on the panel too. We've been trying to do that for a while too. But we'll see. I know Jason's schedule is up there too. What? You're moving the table, man. Come on. You're messing me up. All right. So let me just let's see. Dominic saying, I'm confused. Are we still doing a watch party? Yes, we are. We're gonna watch Friday 13th part 3. So get your copy ready, wherever it may be. Oh, geez, Neil. You're poking the bear. Oh man, you're poking the bear. Too funny. But yeah, for you guys in the live chat, we'll give you guys another minute or so to get your physical copy. If you have it, a Friday 13th part 3, or if you want to rent it, it's available on a lot of different platforms. Freddie saying big up to Larry Zerner, right? Yeah. Talk about, having a lot of luck. They basically saw him walking around and picked him up and put him in a movie. It's just crazy. Who would have thought? Very, very cool stuff. Let's see. And I want to make sure that I have my copy all situated. When I was growing up, Friday 3, that was one that I watched quite a bit, like a lot.
I haven't seen it in a while, so I'm excited.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
Let's see.
I'm thinking that next Halloween, since I did all of the Halloween films, I'm going to do all of the Friday the 13th.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. You were talking about that. Yeah. That's a cool idea.
And Carrie, I'm just saying, they sell t-shirts that are Crystal Lake Camp Counselor t-shirts.
Yes.
Have a whole theme going.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're making the juices flow here.
See, I should have a channel. I just don't.
That's fine. You'll be my executive producer.
That's what it's got to be called, is Just Sarah.
Yeah.
That would be cool, seriously. Really.
I mean, you've already got like 12 subscribers.
Right?
Probably more than that.
Probably.
That's what I do. My first video, Phantasm. I'm going to snap it up before you can get to it.
Wow. There you go.
Phantasm everything.
There you go.
Never seen it. Couldn't tell you what it's about.
Oh, that's right. I think we talked about that
haven't
before.
either.
Wow. All right. No, it's a good one to watch. At some point, we're gonna do a watch party for it, and hopefully.
Isn't there more than one?
Yeah, there's 5.
I just got the whole box set up a second ago.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's good.
There's 5 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
And unfortunately, the only box set is Region B. So if you don't have a Region 3 player, you can't play them.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, I have a PS4 that can actually change the region.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you could watch it on that. If it'll. Well, yeah, they play Blu-rays, don't they?
Mm,
I'm not a gamer, so I don't know.
there you go.
I don't
There you
game
go.
that much.
Right. Now I also have an Amazon Watch Party link for anyone in the live chat that would want to join in and be synced up. So I'll put that here too.
So nice you put it twice.
Yeah. Well, that's because of the Facebook. Yeah. So that's the link. And Jason saying Friday 3 was amazing. Just think how awesome it would have been if they took the 3D money and put it into the movie. I prefer the alternate ending. There you go. I love it.
I haven't seen the
man.
alternate ending in forever. I keep forgetting that I've got it.
Yeah. It was actually pretty crazy. Definitely a different feel to it. Dre's a fan. You're the GOAT. Part 3 is my favorite. All right. Well, there we are. Are you ready?
Yeah, man.
You gonna handle that when I do the countdown?
Oh,
Is it at 0? Oh man.
Now, when you say at 0, because I have it on DVD, is it going to be where the Blue Mountain is showing?
For Paramount?
Yeah.
I think it comes out with the Paramount logo first.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Now I'll give us the countdown in a few seconds. So what I'll do is I'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play, and when I say play, we'll hit play. So let me just make sure I'm set up here. Ronan saying Sarah should just call her channel just channel. Ooh, okay. Wow.
Just because.
Okay. Or just call it just. Toronto Freddy said, call your channel Why So Sarah. Oh, I kind of like that.
Why So Sarah?
That's kind of cool. I like that.
I love a pun. I love wordplay.
I do too.
Coming.
Dominic's thinking to hop on. Dominic, I would, man, but we've got us on here now, so. But maybe next time we can. I like puns on words too, man. Something that kind of stands out.
Yeah, there's a restaurant just south of here called It Don't Matter.
Close.
Because anytime you ask somebody where they want to go eat, they say it don't matter. So.
I love that. Love it. I would pick it just
man.
for the name.
Nice. All right, now let's see. Why is that doing that?
Just Sarah does have a nice ring to it, though.
Yeah, I do like that. Okay. All right, we'll get ready to start this thing up. I think mine is situated. I hope so. All right, so you guys are ready, right?
I am ready. 0, 0, 0.
Okay.
Blue Mountain.
Blue Mountain.
Not really a blue mountain, but yeah.
Can I see something? I just want to see where this is. Let's see. Option. What? It says 38? That's because I can't see. Okay. All right. So we'll get ready to start. I'll give the countdown and we'll get going. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
Paramount Mountain, everybody?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Paramount Mountain.
All right.
Paramount Pictures presents.
Yeah.
Jason Incorporated. I think there's something wrong with mine. It started with the end of part 2.
I love that they did that though.
The little bag head running through the background.
All right. Man, she was so smart, telling you.
And very brave to put on that sweater.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Took more than you think it would.
And you know, I love the music too, man. That's one thing about the older movies in the franchise that I always loved was the music.
It's like she was trying to resemble her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Manfredini had a really good score for a lot of these movies.
Yes. Totally agree.
And they would record it while watching the movie.
Mm-hmm. Freddie. And Amy Steele's going to be at Monster Mania. And I'm like ready to rock. And I can't believe it.
Mm.
Ow.
Oh. It's like, come on, Paul. Put some movement in there, man. Don't be a punk.
Poor Carrie.
The slow motion is
Right?
awesome.
Like how his eye goes all crazy.
And Paul's just like, what's up? What happened?
Right? Yeah, the music is definitely a big part of it, Dre. It really is, for me.
Why would you want to see his face?
I know, right? Well, I think it just showed
You gotta look.
that. Yeah, and plus, I think it just showed her courage, you know, even under duress.
I was gonna say curiosity.
Well, yeah,
I would
that
make
too.
sure they're fully dead before trying to remove any masks.
Yeah. Well, you better put that bag right back on your head.
Yeah, but he doesn't.
Ain't nobody want to see that.
Hey, Cody, what's going on?
Oh my god, I had this music as my alarm tone for like the longest time.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Nice. All right.
I literally just kept putting it on snooze just so I kept hearing it.
That's great.
Dang it, I'm gonna want it back again.
You should.
It's just a great beat to listen to when you're waking up.
Yeah, they totally did not expect, the popularity that this music, got. This whole disco theme that was played all over the place.
Somehow it works for this.
It really does.
Because there's a campiness naturally to Friday the 13th. So I feel like
Right.
this music is perfect.
Yeah.
Especially when they have the Jason cha-cha haha in the background.
Mm-hmm. Was watching the first one this morning. I gotta say, I love the truck scene, good old country music classic. All right.
Oh, you want to know one of the best songs in the franchise?
What's that?
In His Eyes by Pseudo Echo.
I don't know that song.
It's the
Oh, yes, in 7.
The character
Yes.
Violet, when she's
Yep.
dancing, that's the song that she dances to.
That is a cool song.
Isn't that
It's a
5?
classic. Oh no, it is 5. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5. Look at you. Like
She's
Isn't
like,
it
isn't that five?
I definitely thought you were gonna make a Jason Takes Manhattan electric guitar joke, and I was fully like on board for that.
that was a great kill.
I do love when he kicks the guy's boombox. I mean, that's classic.
Right?
That's everybody's mood.
All the time.
Yeah, this movie wasn't in 3D at all. You can't tell.
Harold.
They put everything in the camera in this movie.
Yeah, they did.
But the guy had the pool. It looked very 3D.
Right?
I thought it was coming at me.
It's like when they have blood splatter the camera, I can't stand it.
Right.
You should have seen the Final Destination that was in 3D.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I watched it once in the actual 3D and I was like, no.
Doesn't have his mask on.
I love the music.
This scene is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this. This opening here is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Little nod to Halloween here with the clothesline.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love the old-fashioned clothesline.
Yep. I'm dancing to this song. There you go. That's good. Val saying, this was my first 3D movie I saw. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, wow. I think the first one I saw in the theater was The Treasure of the Four Crowns.
Oh, I never saw that.
Did you ever see that movie?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. It's kind of misleading because there's only 3 crowns in the movie.
Nice.
It's a terrible, terrible movie, but we went to see it because it was in 3D.
There you go. Well, one thing about this movie that they tried to do too is building up the tension, where like Jason is kind of right there stalking them and stuff like that. You only see him in the shadows, for the first third of the movie or so.
Yeah.
The way that he's just creeping in the background.
Yeah. And once he gets the hockey mask, that's pretty much like when it's game on. No pun intended.
Wow, that guy is literally eating everything in sight.
Right?
Yep. That's why you always check the safety seal.
I was just about to say, always check your safety seals.
Just tripped out of the judge. It's like, oh my God. At least wipe it off.
Ugh.
Clearly, he's already been into the juice. It was not sealed when he picked that up.
Right? Oh, man.
Oh, you know he gets into everything.
Right?
Yeah. Then she comes in and catches him and makes him put that donut back. That's just...
Put that dirty animal back in its cage.
Right?
Apparently not.
Jason, Jaws 3D was definitely a classic.
Oh, Jaws 3D.
3D
If you like
sharks.
paper sharks, go for it.
There you go.
The bunny's
The rabbit knows what's up.
Oh, hell no.
Right?
No, it's the snake that
Oh.
almost tried to eat him.
Right? Imagine buying a box of donuts and one of them is half eaten. Oh, man.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly. Ginger Ninja.
Just for coriander, he gets up without wiping his ass.
Yeah. I know.
See,
she's
it's an
gonna hold back
automatic
on that.
strike.
Right?
The first strike was consuming food or beverages while in the bathroom.
Good
The
point.
second strike is not wiping.
Good. Good point.
Needs Megan there to remind him to flush the toilet.
Well, to be on the same, maybe to be on his side. I don't think he did anything yet.
Wow. Gary. Gary. No. 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 Oh, Lord.
That might have been too hot of a take there.
Yeah. Maybe.
Oh, I think you were paying too much attention.
I mean, the toilet was right there, so.
Oh. Oh.
Never trust a woman with curlers.
Right.
And the Sunny Delight.
Was it Sunny Delight?
Whatever it was.
It was something like that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't refrigerated.
Right? I know, like, oh.
Now we got the mouse coming into the camera.
Well, I'm a few seconds behind you.
I was just a 3D.
I mean, how good you got to be to put that needle through somebody's head and not stick your own hand with it?
Right?
He's very precise.
Yeah, he is.
He's done it once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just a couple times.
He's a pro. Shelly.
Oh, yeah.
Larry Zerner.
Shelly.
Oh, Shelly. Almost as bad as Joey.
Oh, wow.
No, you just got Cheech and Chong in there.
Right?
Nope, just Cheech and Chong.
Yep. Yeah, Ted from part 2, right? That was kind of something.
Mask in there.
Yeah, but that's something that they didn't really talk much about, was the fact that she was pregnant, you know?
They only talked about it maybe like twice.
They kind of glossed over it a little bit, though, you know? It's the cops. Oh, hey, Sarah, you gifted a membership. Well, that was being sneaky. Thank you
And it
so
went
much.
to Jason Dyer, and I like to
Wow.
think it's making up for all the Phantasm jokes I've been making.
Aww. Listen, Sarah, thank you so much. Truly made my Friday the 13th special. Oh,
I think it was
awesome.
Fate.
Fate, for sure.
It was. Oh, thanks, Sarah, and that's very sweet of you. Jeez. Thank you.
Happy Friday the 13th.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I just want to know how they're functioning after eating like 2 pounds of weed.
Right?
Yes, indeed, Val. It was very sweet of Sarah. Very sweet. And Jason said, Sarah, please get a channel so I can subscribe. Thank you again.
One day, Jason, one day.
Right? Oh, the guy in the road. Our new crazy Ralph. Cody saying, if Jason was a fan of soda, what choice do you think he would go for? Oof.
Slice, obviously.
Ah! Neil, that was great. Oh my God. That was awesome. Carrie, geez, thanks, Carrie. Oh man, Carrie's doing some Friday 13 gifting out too. And it looks like
What?
Tori.
Oh no! Oh no! I bumped
got
the
one
button.
gifted.
Yeah, just imagine being in the theater and seeing this back in 1983. Or is it 83 this came out?
Who got it?
It went to Tori.
Oh really?
Oh, fun!
Yes. Very cool.
Yay!
Thanks, Carrie. That was very sweet of you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah,
Although-
Ron, these movies. What was that, Carrie?
I was gonna say, although I accidentally bumped the fast forward button.
Oh, okay. Well, we can get a timestamp. Let's see. Hold on.
What scene are you on?
We just got out of the van in mine. I think I'm a few seconds behind Neil and Sarah.
I'm 23, 19, 20, 21, 22.
All right, I'm 23, 10. So
I'll pause.
yeah.
Well, if they just got out of the band, then we're okay. Because
Okay.
Yeah, I'm at 23, 35, 36, 37.
All right, I'm at 25, so I'm 10 seconds behind you. So what I'll do is I'll count where I'm at since I'm furthest behind here. I'm at 23, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42.
I can't do the time thingy because I'm on DVD.
I think you're right where I'm at too, Carrie.
Just
You
kissed
ran
her,
into Rick?
Carrie. So he just kissed her and she said, Rick.
Oh. Oh, I'm literally only like 2 seconds behind.
There you go.
Because he just kissed her.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good. I rewound it a little bit, so I guess I did pretty well.
Well, I tried to do that to catch up tonight. Now mine froze.
Oh, yours froze?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
no.
no.
Let me see if I can get it back to play again.
I've had that happen to me before.
Yeah. All right, where are you at now?
I am at, oh, come on, 24:37.
See, she's smart.
Yep. Now we're at 25.
25.
Yep. Now 25:05.
Tell me when you get to 25:30.
Okay, I will. It's in about 20 seconds. Oh, Shelly.
I hate the carpet inside the van.
Me too. All right, so I'm at 25, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31,
Oh,
32.
you don't like the blue?
I don't like the germs in the carpet.
All right, so we'll get the barn door closing. That's where I'm at.
Perfect.
Yes.
Barn door is now closing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Carrie.
What?
Somehow you got behind 2 seconds again.
Oh.
How does this happen? I'm afraid to touch it. I'm leaving it. Wait a second. They're making their pregnant one sleep on a hammock.
Yep.
All right. Just making sure I got the facts.
Yep. You got the facts.
Couldn't give her the bed, but okay.
Exactly.
Times were different in the 80s.
Right? They really were.
Maybe they're like punishing her, saying, "Oh, you didn't plan this, so we don't care."
Yeah. Jason. Well, that was a pretty good yell. Oh, I thought that was part of the movie.
I was like, is that the movie?
Yeah, I was like, I just watched this and I don't remember that.
No, I just have a bumbly boyfriend in the background. That's all.
I was like, there's a kitchen upstairs in this cabin?
It was like in stereo. That was great. Well, it actually worked in the scene, though.
It did.
You're welcome. I put him on cue for you.
Right? Oh, wow. Pretty much.
Hey, it's Ed Harris.
The what? Hey, it's Ed. Woohoo.
What's up, Ed?
Happy Friday the 13th. We're watching Friday the 13th Part 3. Well, that's some bad running right there.
That pale yellow was giving me Cujo flashbacks from that car.
Right? Oh my God, you're so right, Sarah.
Hey, I run like that.
What? No, you don't. Maybe you do. I don't know, but
You're like, or maybe you do. Who knows?
Carrie, I hope you never get chased by a psycho killer.
Well, hopefully not with a camera watching.
That was good. Oh, you're all right.
No, the yellow reminds me of my dad actually had an Oldsmobile, and it was that color.
Oh. Yeah, they had interesting colors for vehicles back then.
My dad had a Trans Am, and it was supposed to be gold, but it was like a sand color. And it had like a massive like Firebird painted on the front in red. And of course, they got me, and he got rid of it. I was like, you couldn't have saved me, like the coolest car.
Right?
The only correct color for
They
a car
brought the
is
cool
black.
music back.
Right?
Well, my dad had to get rid of the Oldsmobile, and the person that bought it, it was actually a neighbor, and they repainted it really nice, like a cobalt blue with a white stripe in the middle. And my dad had to see it all done up every single day, and it killed him.
Oh man.
He's like, there goes my car.
Right?
Because the blue was actually his favorite color. So that didn't help.
Wow, that is
Or
messed up.
blue is his favorite color, I mean.
I like how the music is playing in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Are they following us?
It's another thing from the 80s. It was 1850 something, and he's mad because he didn't get his change back of $1.
Yes.
But you could buy a lot with $1 back in 1983.
That's right. Hey, Ed. Okay, you saw part 3 in the theater in 3D. That's cool. Wish I could have.
Yeah, I didn't see any of them in the theater, I don't think.
Right?
I bet you this
Me
was a
neither.
fun one to watch in the theater. Ooh. Right?
Uh-oh.
I had have ran his ass over.
Right? Exactly, man. I wouldn't have stopped.
Uh-uh.
It's
Maybe
Shelly.
turn-
Shelly does everything wrong.
I know.
Well, I know.
I might have swerved a little bit out of his way to
Yeah,
hope that he,
swerve.
you know, but I would have kept going.
I'd have
Dude,
just ran
why
right
is he
over
just
his-
watching like I want to
Yep.
know what happens?
Mm-hmm.
What did you think he was going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now he wants to be ballsy.
Right?
He's like, I did it.
Him and his Mr. Bean car.
Right. A yo-yo. That looked like it hit her.
It did.
Oh yes,
Which-
the old 3D yo-yo.
Yes. Jamie says it's I'm messed up. It's Friday 13th, and all I want to watch is Pitch Perfect. Oh my god.
That dude really does look like Cheech.
Yep. Yeah, he
He
does.
does. That's why I mentioned that.
My poor car. I'd be pissed off if the car was like that. Ooh, sorry.
They're very casual about it.
They are. Dre, we are at 35:46, right after Rick's car is destroyed.
His Mr. Bean car.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his reaction was just like, "Oh well."
Yeah, I know. Like, oh well.
Like, you know what? I'm getting tired. No.
Mm-mm-mm. Cody's saying, all I want to watch is Scream 5 and it's not on Prime anymore unless you buy it.
It should still be on Paramount Plus, shouldn't it? Or
I
no?
would think so.
That's funny.
Cheech and Chong meets Jason movie. Wow.
Cheech and Chong would be gone in like 2 seconds.
Right?
And wouldn't even know it.
Well, they'd be sharing that green man. Trying to get him to smoke quicker.
Yeah, I don't know if he would though. They were talking about the scene at the grocery stand in the beginning of the movie when he's on the toilet and he doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But Carrie said, to his credit, I don't think he actually did anything. Carrie, I'm never gonna forget that.
You're not gonna clip that, are you?
Well, I can't promise you. Oh, that was so good.
The title will be "What Not to Say."
Carrie, I'm gonna send you a timestamp from Cujo of a part that he threatened to clip of me. Oh.
It was great. Oh my gosh.
I'll look it up.
It was great, the ending, because she had never seen it, so it was a great reveal.
I didn't know he came crashing through the window.
Yep.
I haven't seen it since I was a kid, so I should definitely do a rewatch with your stream.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ed. I appreciate that.
Will
Yeah,
do.
That's nice.
That's because Jason is stalking.
Yeah, he is.
Is he wearing a green button-up shirt? What's happening?
Yeah, man, he's styling.
And why is she just touching all of the saddles?
It's like, I get it, she's never been in a barn, but I mean, come on, man.
Maybe she's the type that needs to touch everything.
Yeah. Oh, man.
She acts like she's never seen anything before.
She almost saw that pitchfork.
Yeah, she did. Up close and personal.
Like,
ooh, 3D.
Mm-hmm. Who's up there? That's always the question. I wouldn't have gone up there. You never investigate. We know that's a rule.
Well, you're also not supposed to say who's there.
Good point. Oh, they were really gonna light that barn on fire, huh? Jeez. That's kind of going a little overboard, isn't it?
Well, they're dangerous.
Yeah. She was scared to death to do that scene. I remember seeing that in an interview.
Should I be
She
scared?
looked like she was having fun.
Yeah. Well, hey, she's pretty good actress.
Great acting.
Yeah.
Oh, Ed, that's hard because I know that I said part 2, but there really is so many. Because I do love, what is it? Part 4?
Yeah.
4 is the one with. Is 4 the one with
Corey Feldman.
Yeah.
Damn.
I love all of them with Corey Feldman.
Yeah, the first 4 and part 7 are the ones that are the closest. They're all just really, really close to each other for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Manhattan for me is just something like if I want to have fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
Goes to Hell, I need to revisit.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you
No.
should.
I'm just joking. You can. Corey, that's not even your favorite one. You like
But I don't
cheerleading for
hate
it.
it.
No, I know you
That's
don't
the
hate
whole
it. I know you don't hate it.
I knew you read that.
A lot of pitchforks in this barn.
Now, Carrie, according to you, did they do anything that bad
What?
to deserve this?
I mean, they were annoying, but not. I mean, they were about to set the barn on fire, though.
Yeah, the hoodlum.
They were gonna create arson, you know.
It's good to know you rank arson above theft.
There you go.
If nobody's in the barn, then yes. No, then no. I mean,
Yeah. Well, unfortunately for them, Jason was in the barn.
well,
Right.
he can be in the barn because he needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think the fire will have him.
What the heck?
What? Remember what Dr. Loomis said about Michael? He's like,
Yes.
hell will not have him.
That's
well,
true.
I don't think fire would have Jason.
There you go.
Because they said Jason goes to hell, but I don't think he actually stayed.
Mm-hmm.
We just want to ignore the fact that Jason just jumped from the 2nd floor all the way down.
Right? Richard Brooker was no joke, man. I'm telling you, he was a great Jason.
His kill's my favorite.
Yeah, yeah.
What is he
The
doing?
instant kill.
What is? Oh,
I also think that this one, you know, especially once he has the mask on, obviously, has a lot of great shots of Jason. Huh? Huh? Has a lot of great shots of Jason too, man.
Yeah,
like when he's killing, when he's doing stuff, like, you know, they really, like I said, just very cool.
yeah. And I think the funny thing is, everybody always thinks Friday the 13th. Oh, it's campy. It's campy, but they don't think about the other elements of this movie, of these movies.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like I said. I mean, they're just really, really good slasher movies.
They really are.
And they're like the right mix of humor and serious and creepy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why I like them so much.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, if you don't like the Friday the 13th movies, you don't like any slashers, really.
I agree.
Because, I mean,
It's very true.
Right?
I mean, I wouldn't understand how somebody would like other slasher movies and not like any of the Friday the 13th films.
Yeah. I mean, the Friday the 13th movies literally wrote the book on slashers, you know?
Oh, yeah.
All the different tropes and everything. Happy Friday the 13th to you, Dustin. Thank you. Thank you.
That's good.
Shelly.
She's got respect for him now that he ran over that motorcycle.
Yeah.
Right. I know.
But not that much.
Right. Not that much.
He got shut down.
Yeah, he did. Super shot down. Hey, wait.
Has anybody ever seen Saturday the 14th?
Yes.
No.
Crazy.
It's so stupid. It's good.
What is Saturday the 14th?
I have no idea.
Besides it being tomorrow.
It's a Friday the 13th parody.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not a great one at that.
Yeah, it's
I
not very
haven't-
good, but it's one of those that's kind of so stupid it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
I'm going to look for the trailer.
Oh, Dustin is watching 2 right now. All right.
Noise.
Every time I see him in my head, I just go, Shelly. He's always just doing something a little off. Bless him.
Right. I always think about the stoner, like, Shelly's dead. She was really good in this role.
Yeah, there's a little story. It's like one of the harder to believe parts of the franchise lore.
Mm-hmm. You mean the
I
fact
still
that
don't. Well, I still don't buy the whole Jason just grew up in the woods by himself
right.
thing. You just kind of have to not worry about where he came from.
Right.
But she just somehow survives this. Doesn't really make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really about the only problem this movie has. Otherwise, it's really, really good.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. Mm. Mm. I like how they barely show you his face.
Yeah, it's like where else in the franchise have you ever seen Jason Voorhees just try to grab somebody and run off with them?
Right.
They did it in the remake.
Well, I was gonna say in the remake they definitely try to lean into this aspect of it, you know, showing him basically as a survivalist type of, you know, backwoods character. Ed, we're watching. Well, I'm watching it on Amazon. If you want a link to the watch party, I can give it to you. But it's on a bunch of platforms.
That's too K-pop.
Hey, Katie.
Yeah.
The Mr. Bean car.
Now every time I see that, I'm gonna think that Mr. Bean.
Picture it with a Christmas tree on top.
No, the chair.
Oh yeah, the chair.
Too funny. Cheech and Chong.
Yep. She has smoked enough.
Right? I always love that music there. That it's a good one.
Mm-hmm. There's another guy that doesn't wipe his ass.
Not saying anything on this one.
Nope.
Chong is on his own this time.
That's right.
Pinner for when you take number 2.
What?
He's got a little pinner.
Heavy shit. There he goes.
Yeah, he is.
Jeez, Corey. Oh, Lord. He has some style, yeah. Jason, I'm having so much fun after the night I had. Oh,
Mm.
well, I'm glad you're
Sorry
having
to
fun
hear
here,
that,
Katie.
K-pop.
Yeah, sorry to hear it.
I'm glad it's getting better.
Absolutely.
Let Jason heal you.
There you go.
Butterball.
Also, can we just say I would never walk around in a barn barefoot?
Right?
Oh, there's nothing like the feel of hay in between your toes. I mean,
Old nails, just
Old
stuff
nails.
going around.
Perhaps
horse shit. I mean,
yeah, I was gonna
everything.
say perhaps some manure.
Yep, some people just don't care.
Yeah, my grandfather had a barn, and we definitely didn't walk around it barefoot.
No.
Cheech got the right idea.
Mm-hmm.
Don't say that.
Dumb move number 23 by Shelley.
He's not going to score with her anyway, so why not?
Hey, man, he just doesn't get it.
Yeah. But if he didn't do this, Jason wouldn't get his hockey mask.
That's right.
It's an integral part of the plot.
Right. You know, and there's so many stories about who came up with the idea of doing the hockey mask. Like the director talked about it, people, the props people, and so there's no definitive answer to it. But whoever did it, it was the greatest thing they could have done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine him with a bag for 12 movies.
Right.
No.
And it was so difficult when Steve Dash was wearing it. He said that, you had to tape it so that he could actually see out of it. And, his skin all around his eye was all raw and roughed up. And so it just wasn't very practical at all.
Could not have been fun just seeing through one peephole.
Right. Cool music, man. You almost forget, or at least I almost forget, how much the music really did create the atmosphere, especially for these earlier movies in the franchise.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah.
big
Absolutely.
time.
Agreed. Especially with the Friday the 13th franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the earlier Halloween films as well, the score by John Carpenter is just amazing.
Yeah.
And if you don't realize how much it is, I mean, it's like, watch the film with like the sound turned off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, when they first did.
Yeah, didn't they do a test screening without the music, and they had a different response to it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Totally different.
Yeah, it definitely makes a difference, and it just depends on the film, because the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre doesn't have a backing score, but it does have ambient type sounds and stuff. But there's no actual musical score in it at all.
Because they wanted it as realistic as possible, right?
Well, that and they didn't have a budget. Which is one of the main reasons.
Yeah, and it worked out to the strength of the movie, I think.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a completely different tone of film, so it's it's just one of those things. It's proof that you can do it either way. You just have to be really good at it.
Yep. This is it, guys. This is the moment. First time we see him with the mask. Can't tell you how many times I've watched this scene over and over.
Yep.
My boy.
There he is.
Chilling. This was a great kill.
Yep. He just got that look on his face. I'm going to kill this bitch.
Right.
Shouldn't have been mean to Shelly.
Oh. Hello.
Or to her mother.
Hello. Watch how he throws it down. Look at that. Kind of like, and what?
Mic drop.
Yep. Richard Brooker, guys.
He got that swagger right there. He's like, yeah, I did it.
He does, man. He was a great Jason.
He drops it like, yep, that happened.
Yep. And then he goes on to the next. He's like, all right.
And he sees up there at the window, he goes, there's somebody else to kill.
That's right.
But also the pacing of these movies, and this one in particular, is really good. Like, we're over an hour in.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel it's like we just started.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. They're very
But it
luminous.
doesn't feel forced, though.
Right. Yep.
No offense, but Scream 5, there were times where it felt forced.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. How could she hear you? She's taking a shower.
Want a beer?
Why didn't you just get one for her?
Right? Is it in 3D?
Take it out.
I don't know.
He said he would be right back.
He did say that, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Wait a second. She's asking for a beer, but yet she's supposed to be pregnant.
Hey, this was the 82, man.
It was the 80s.
Okay.
She does the right thing.
I guess so.
She changes someone.
RMJ, that's sweet of you.
Thank you.
Oh, that kill.
Mm.
Woo.
Felt that.
Right?
Like you had to just be walking around on your hands.
Mm-hmm. Who does that, you know?
What's even worse are the still photos of the body. It's nasty looking.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. The other thing too that it was cool is like, you know, again, like with the pacing, like you thought that he was gonna kill her right then, but no, you know, they kind of strung it out a little bit with the tension and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, you know, some people, you know, I've heard over the years, especially if they're not big fans of these movies, you know, like you guys are saying, they think it's campy and cheesy and stupid and stuff, but it really has so many great elements for a slasher horror film.
Yeah,
And
like I
this-
said, and if you don't like this, then you just don't like slasher movies at all.
Right.
Unless it's the modern ones that don't really follow this formula as much.
Do you mean elevated horror?
No, I'm talking about like modern slashers that are just full of unlikable characters that all you want to do is watch them die.
Do you mean bodies, bodies, bodies?
I haven't seen that yet, but I have heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, then will not say anything.
I will not either, but Carrie, I heard a song the other day and I loved it. I added it to my Spotify and I saw that it was on the Bodies, Bodies, Bodies soundtrack and I just went, oh, Craven would be so disappointed.
Right.
I know. I know. While me and Jake are like, yeah, I'm feeling this soundtrack. And Craven's like, no.
Oh.
Look at her. She's got Fangoria. I'm proud of you.
That's right.
Whoa. I just noticed how gnarly that was.
And
Yeah,
slow.
you got to see his body like for a full like 3 seconds.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
And then you
his
get to
body
see that
was
knife
gnarly.
come all the way up. 3D popcorn.
Yep, 3D popcorn. Yeah, 4 is definitely looks different than 3.
Hey, I want to eat popcorn like that.
Right? Be a man.
Ooh, burn.
Again, barefoot out on the gravel.
So now I'm curious, do we feel like the movie X followed the typical slasher formula?
Yeah. Like, I would say yeah, because when I think X, I think slasher. I don't think elevated horror, even though I guess that's what you would call it. But it
Right.
just feels like Texas Chainsaw. It kind of feels like this movie, actually. Just, I would consider it a slasher.
I love how Ty West was able to bring back some of the retro vibe. I loved that so much.
Yeah, that was one thing about it I enjoyed too. It was very retro looking and feeling.
I cannot wait to see what he does with Maxine.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since it's set in the 80s. Oh, man.
Right.
Ooh, that'll be good.
Mm-hmm. What a cool trilogy too, man, because it's like you've got these different time periods and they kind of feel different from each other and stuff, but it's in the same, universe. Pretty cool.
Can I just say that I absolutely love Pearl?
Yeah.
Like, it was a whimsical dark, and I was here for it.
Yeah.
It was like Wizard of Oz met Fatal Attraction.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree with that.
Oh, Shelley.
Oh.
That's what he gets for doing, all those jokes.
Dang. I love this with it. Shelley's dead. Yeah, he is. With the Blu-ray, you need the 3D glasses for the Blu-ray if you're watching it in 3D, I think, or it's going to look messed up, as far as I remember.
Well, now I'm wondering how the 3D version that I have would look.
Mm.
It probably has like that red and green like on the outside.
Glasses.
What
was that?
Oh, sorry. I was just saying I have a 3D TV, but I've never gotten the glasses for it. I've never tried to work it.
Oh.
3D TV?
Yeah, you can buy 3D TVs.
Mm-hmm.
What?
They're like set up specially so you can view 3D content on it. You have to buy the glasses separately. I got it like secondhand from a friend, so I did not pay the price for it.
Ooh.
I've just never tried to figure it out.
Sarah's balling.
She is balling.
Yeah.
You're not just Sarah anymore.
Instead of just Sarah, it's going to be called the Sarah.
The one and only.
Yes, the Sarah.
The Sarah.
I was going to say like Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
Sarah Ballin.
No. Secondhand from a friend. Was not going to pay for it.
Right.
You still have it though. That's what matters.
That's right. Oh, your phone died in the middle of watching the stream. Well, at least you're back, Dustin. That's cool.
I was about to say, what is Neil showing us? Is this show and tell?
All of a sudden, it pops up on the screen.
Yeah. No, the app on my phone that I use to connect it as a camera stopped, so I had to restart it. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, see, Rick is almost smart. He's like, I'm gonna go outside. Don't leave without Chris. They know
But
something
he has
is
a
wrong.
flashlight.
Yeah. Rick is about to get an eye-popping experience.
Yeah, in 3D.
Yeah. No strings.
See, she was smart. She was gonna go with him, but then he just had to venture off.
Right?
Oh.
Oh, here it is. Oh, you can hear the crunching. Oh, good gravy, Marie.
Those Nikes had the blue swoosh. Hey, you have no idea.
Oh, time to run.
Jason's just pre-soaking the laundry.
Right?
It's neither on the
Right? Well, at least she closed the windows.
Yeah, but Jason doesn't like all that glass, so.
That's right. We know that.
Is she in the Wizard of Oz right now?
What?
Right?
That wind like picked up out of nowhere.
Right?
Girl, you gotta help yourself.
Oh.
No, Rick can't help you.
Here
He
it
couldn't
comes.
even help himself.
Right?
Nope, he's already seen himself out.
Yep.
Maybe he'll see you some other time.
I love the mask in this too, man. It's clean, it's crisp.
That's right.
I love it.
It's eye catching.
It is. Good one.
See what you did there.
It's music, though.
Mm-hmm. And I love when scenes like this are done so well because I'm thinking, how the hell is she going to get out of this? Mm. Mm. Damn.
Now he knows where you are.
Yep. Hmm.
Technically, if you think about it, he killed the baby.
That's what I was thinking too. She's pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Equal opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it is. Love this scene. That is so cool, man.
He's pulling a Jack Nicholson.
Right?
Here's Jason.
Oh. Come on, Chris, make it happen. Trish would. You know it's true. Trish would have just jumped.
She would have.
Well, see, she's making it happen.
Kind of.
There she goes. Well, there she was.
Oh.
You didn't need the color anyway.
It's okay,
Now this was smart though. I like what she did here because she starts to show some fight.
Yep.
Hmm.
I feel like no one really talks about her as the final girl.
I know she was. Listen, I think this finale is one of the best.
Yeah, it's really good.
The back and forth and how she grew into a brave final girl, especially
She's
considering
fighting back.
her backstory. I mean, and she had the right idea. She got in the van. She was about to get the hell out of there.
Mm-hmm. She just took too long.
Well, what happened was this damn bridge.
That too.
It's like the bridge in The Evil Dead. You just can't get over it.
Right? Oh, yeah, and that's right, the gas. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they siphoned all the gas out of it to burn the barn down.
That's right. And that was kind of cool how that came back, you know?
Yeah.
It worked. Instead of the van not starting, the bikers had taken the gas,
Yeah,
so they kind of
random car trouble. This has a reason.
right. So
Mhm.
even in 1982, they knew let's make this a better trope,
Let's make it make sense.
Right. That was smart.
Just she took too long. See.
This used to scare the crap out of me, though. You see how Richard, he's just coming after her. It's like, this is the Jason I had nightmares of. Him and Ted White.
Yeah. Who says Jason don't run? There he is.
Right. Yep.
With a bad leg and all.
Yep. He was relentless.
nobody getting out of him.
That's right. That mask looks so good, though, man. I love that mask. Look at that mask looks. It's clean. It's
Yeah, I
crisp.
like it with its, marks. And
Well, no, I do
cuts
too.
and-
Kane's mask in 7 is
Mm.
really good.
Mhm.
The Friday 13th TV series, the old one from the 80s? That was a good one, Michael.
Yeah, I enjoyed the TV series. I mean, it didn't have anything to do with Friday the 13th, but it was
Right.
cool.
Yeah.
They had some really good stories in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it did. Oh, he means the new one. The new one.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
well, I'll definitely be checking that out too, and definitely curious about it. Chris was just like, F it. I'm just going to just go all in. Wow, he was gone, man. Hmm.
This music done got my heart rate up.
Yeah, the music is just great. It gets you going, you know? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Nice, nice. I think they are going to show young Pamela Voorhees, Michael. Because they said the events of it's going to take place before Friday 1, so I'm definitely expecting that. This also was a good shot, too, of him when she throws him over the side.
Yeah.
That's cool. Ooh.
Ooh.
Oof. Val, if that were me, I would keep bashing his head in with the shovel, then hang his ass. Oh, Val.
That's our general right there.
Yep, that's right. If we ever go to, a cabin in the woods or Crystal Lake or whatever, Val's got to be there.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah, Val's got a new copy of the original Friday the 13th to watch now.
Ooh.
She won one of the drawings in the Blu-ray giveaway I was doing last month.
Oh,
Very
nice.
cool.
And she chose the uncut version of Friday the 13th.
Very cool. Look at this. I love the music. That dun 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 dun. It's so cool. Dun 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 dun.
You like this beat, baby?
That crisp mask. Like, she's totally understandable at this point because he should be dead, Oh,
Take that, you Samuel L. Jackson wannabe.
right? Here it is. Yeah, this was the one, Dre. This was the Jason that gave me the bad dreams, man. Very scary. Mm, to the head. She can't believe it. She's like, no. Mm. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, the ending to this one is pretty insane.
It was, man. It also just showed how unstoppable he was. Like it really ramped up so much from part two, but in a very
Yeah.
good way, you know.
Yeah. Don't get in the boat.
Right? Stay out of the water.
The boat's never a good idea.
That's right. Just go hoof it on land, man. Just keep
Ask
on
Atlas.
walking.
Nothing from the first movie.
Mhm.
Right? Did you not see the first movie? Oh, Ben's saying he's at the theater watching a marathon. Just finished 3 in 3D. That's cool.
Awesome.
Nice.
Val saying this is one I don't rewatch as much. Forgotten how good it was. It is very good.
Yeah.
It is. I watched this a lot as a kid. This one.
Yeah, I've seen the first 4 a lot more than I've seen the other sequels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me
Same
too.
Here. Michael said, "Go for the head," right? But the way that she reacted to all this, it made a lot of sense, man. Because she did a hell of a lot to him, and he just kept coming back.
Oh,
So
yeah.
she was just so hysterical at the end. It's kind of like, what do I got to do?
Duck the duck.
Yep. And they did a good job of, setting this up a lot different than the end of one.
She's like, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
Right? It's like, what?
Like, get a good look. That's the last time you'll see him without that hockey mask on for quite a while.
Yeah, it's true.
Till the end of the next one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there we are.
Yeah, the way they set this up, you never saw it coming.
No, you didn't. And I thought that was very, very good.
Back where it all started.
Yep.
This time Mama's taking you.
Yep.
What is with the Voorhees grabbing people out of the water?
Right?
These first 3 films, the sheriff's department was not very proactive.
No, they weren't. It's like, what is going on?
Like 3 dozen bodies, and they're just hanging out.
Just chilling.
Well, maybe this is why we don't talk about her as the final girl, because she kind of lost all of her marbles.
Yeah, she definitely pulled a Sally there.
I also love how the cop's like, she's been through a lot, and then he just shoves her into the car.
Right? Yeah. Get in there.
At least put a blanket on her and then shove her in there.
Yeah.
Things were different in the 80s.
They were. They truly were.
Back to this music again.
The funky music. Love it. Oh man. It was
That was
great
fun.
one.
Yeah.
It's a great one. Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
And Val caught it, loved the little ripple in the water at the end. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. This was a good one, man. A lot of great stuff in it.
Yep.
What do you think of it?
So it was a fun time.
Yeah.
What?
Justin saying, I think Jason X is the top spot in the worst movie in the franchise. Ooh.
Oh, no. I don't know.
I don't know about that one.
Michael is saying Jason Goes to Hell. Yeah.
Yeah, Jason Goes to Hell and Friday the 13th Part 8 are worse than Jason X. Freddy versus Jason is worse than Jason X.
Yeah, Freddy versus Jason, man. And don't get me wrong, I love Robert, and I love Freddy, but what you saying? Oh, but it was more of a Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
It didn't represent Friday as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it wasn't a true crossover film. It was still more in
I
the
didn't like that.
Nightmare on Elm Street realm.
Right.
They need to remake that.
Right. I mean, to be fair though, mixing the two mythologies is so difficult. So what they should have done, number one, had Kane as Jason. That's number one. Number two, Ronnie Yu purposefully wanted to characterize Jason differently. He wanted him slower and, as he said, smoother and not as aggressive. It's like, what are you talking about? Have you not watched the other Friday the 13th movies? And
Apparently not.
And I just think the way they characterized Jason in it wasn't as good as it should have been.
Yeah.
No, it really wasn't.
He was like Frankenstein. He was like slower than Frankenstein.
It did kind of like when they showed like the weaknesses, and when Freddy was when he was showing Jason the water, and then he turned back into him as a
But
kid.
how many times throughout in these movies has he gone into the water like with no hesitation?
That's true. Like in 6, hey NM, in 6 when Tommy was baiting him out, into the water with the chains and stuff, Jason didn't even think twice. He just started walking right on out there. He basically like, hey, I'm going to vacation land now. I'm in the water.
Can't hurt him.
And in Part 4, he swims out there on purpose. I mean,
good point. Yep.
I mean, you have to admit, it's pretty great in Freddy vs. Jason when he's fully on fire in the cornfield.
Yes.
Just splashing up teens, and then puts himself out by cutting into a keg.
That was cool. That scene was probably one of the other than some of the fights against Freddy. That cornfield scene was probably one of the best Jason scenes, other than the bed sandwich kill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But and it's not Ken Kirzinger's fault because that's the way he was directed to portray Jason. But I just thought that he was just too kind of like, whoa, I wanted some oomph in my Jason, you know what I mean? So, but it is what it is. The movie has some fun in it. Robert was great. Freddy was great.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in it that I like. I mean, there's some funny scenes. But I mean, as a fan of the Friday the 13th franchise, I felt like they did my guy wrong.
Right.
Totally.
Right. Absolutely. Now, Nightmare fans, they probably look at it differently because Robert was it leaned heavily
They probably
into
didn't
Robert.
like the ending as much.
Probably not, because and that's the other thing too, is that they kind of made you sympathize with Jason, which I don't know. Like I said, it is what it is, but you know, yeah.
Yeah, and as far as Freddy Krueger, I liked him in that film better than I did probably the last 5 Nightmare on Elm Street.
There you go, Neil. Yeah,
I mean, those movies went downhill quick.
They did, man. After 4 is where it really I started to read between the lines, but 4, 5, and 6. 7 was good though. A New Nightmare. Wes Craven's A New Nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad, but I mean, it wasn't.
It wasn't at the level of the original.
Yeah, and it wasn't the movie that I thought it really needed to be. It just didn't have something to it. But I mean, I guess probably through definitely the first 3, and maybe into the 4th one, the craziness of the special effects was really good. Just all the weird stuff that they did. And the later films kind of didn't have that in it at all. They didn't have that creativity with all the, just faucets turning inside out and stuff like that they did in the, in the first, definitely in the first 3. The special effects are just incredible to watch.
Yeah.
But for me, with Nightmare on Elm Street, it was the character of Freddy Krueger that I didn't like after the second one. Well, the third one was okay. The third one was probably the last sequel that I really liked.
Yep.
He needs to be scary, not a comedian.
Right.
Exactly. Right. And he turned into Mr. One-Liner.
Yeah, he did. He really did.
Which some of them were funny. It's just, it's like, come on, guys.
Yeah, I mean, the funnier it got, the less scarier it got, which, of course,
Yeah. And, if you were a fan of the first film, it's like, that's what I wanted to continue to see.
Right.
Throughout the franchise. But
well, that's what you get whenever you have a lot of chefs in the kitchen.
True. Very true. Hey, Dominic. Saying, listening from work. Thanks for all you do.
Wes Craven started the whole thing.
Yep. Yeah, it's interesting how it all went down, but it is what it is, man. And Dre saying, I was obsessed with the ending too, how it ended out from the lake scene to the ending credits. Yeah. Yep. Michael's a fan of Dream Warriors. Yeah, Dream Warriors was the last good, huh? Yeah, I think it was, a high point in the series, and also because of it, it started to create part of the downfall. Like Neil was saying, more one-liners, and, it just kind of left. It just kept moving away from what made Freddy so great.
Yeah, but at least in that film, you still had, some really great practical effects. I mean, the marionette scene is just
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it was an original idea, and they were able to pull it off with the straight up practical effects of it. It was just really good.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, "What the hell?" It's just you've never seen anything like that. It looked so real, so well done. Hey, Jennifer.
Hey, Jennifer.
All right, guys. And Dominic saying, "I always thought a Freddy versus Wishmaster movie would have been cool." Yeah, that would have been cool.
I've only seen the first Wishmaster.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Yep.
I think.
But there's how many of them are there? 6 or 7 of them, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
Kind of like Leprechaun. I've never seen anything but the first one.
Right. Yeah. Well, you're not missing out, in my opinion.
Yeah, I didn't think I was. I mean.
No, that's one dude that should not have gone to space.
Right? Oh my god, man.
I'm sorry, there's a space one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Leprechaun in space.
There is a Leprechaun in space.
There's also one where Leprechaun back in the hood.
Oh, I've seen
Back in
that
the hood.
one.
It's crazy. What the hell's going on?
He's looking for gold teeth. He's looking for gold chains. He was
Oh my
having the time of his life.
Just hearing you say it out loud, it just makes me remember how crazy that movie was.
You seen
Like
He
bits
smelled
of it.
gold.
Not on purpose though. It wasn't on
Not on purpose.
right?
it? I feel for you.
I saw
Yeah,
the
there's-
first one, Michael.
Yeah, there's
I
several
think
of
the
them that went
remote
to
was
space.
broken.
Friday the 13th went to space. Leprechaun, Amityville,
Hellraiser.
Hellraiser.
Yep.
And I actually liked the Hellraiser 4. I thought that was pretty good.
You think about it.
Are you making excuses for Hellraiser in space?
I've never seen it, but I'm
Yes,
just
you
saying.
did. What do you mean you
There's a
didn't
part
see it?
in Hellraiser where it looks like they're like
The Lamette configuration is
it's like they're in space.
Yeah.
You know?
we saw it.
Anyway.
Remember, it was the time one where the ancestor that from the past and the present and the future, they were always, a part of.
Yeah, don't you
things.
remember
Yeah.
like when they were in like the maze thing, right? And that
Right.
diamond thing was up
Yeah,
in the
coming
sky,
together.
and that
Yeah.
reminded me of space.
Yeah, but it wasn't a great movie though. That's the point.
Anyway,
Jason.
That's the
I'm
point.
just saying, man.
Now, I'll be honest with you. I like Hellraiser 4 except for the parts of it that are in space.
Yes, and the other parts of it were decent. You're right.
Yeah.
But the whole thing with space and the whole idea, the way they portrayed well, I don't want to go on a rant, but just real quick, the way they portrayed Pinhead, like when he was, because that the ancestor or whatever, he kidnapped the kid, right? Didn't he kidnap his son or something?
He does in the present. He kidnaps
Right.
the little boy.
Right. And this is Pinhead, by the way. He like puts a dagger in a picture frame in the house or whatever. And I'm just like, this is like a demon from hell. Why are we going through all this back and forth? Just do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
You're from hell. What's going on? You snap your fingers and whatever. You know what you're supposed to do. You're not Michael Myers or Jason.
What are you looking at me
I'm
for?
just saying.
I mean, shit. I'm not trying to say this is like the best movie in the world.
I know. I'm just playing around. I'm just playing.
Damn.
All right. Well, look, guys, this was a lot of fun. I know you guys have been on for a long time, so I'll get ready to let you guys go. But for you guys in the live chat, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, celebrating Friday 13th, just talking about the franchise and doing this watch along of part 3, which was a lot of fun doing that because I hadn't seen 3 in a little while. Obviously, for you guys, definitely check out Carrie's channel, Neil's channel. Sarah doesn't have one yet. We're working on that. And just playing Sarah, poor Sarah. But thank you guys so much, and leave us any comments you have. I know you guys are talking about some different versus battles in the live chat. Let us know what you think in the comment section. And who knows, maybe we can have a conversation with that stuff again. And as we head on out, Ronan, glad you had a great time. Much love. There you go. Jennifer says I'm all disoriented. Hey, Skull Crushers in the chat. What's going on? Happy Friday 13th. Hope yours was a good one. We've been having fun. But yeah, anyways, we will catch you guys later on. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And if you haven't, please hit the like button. It helps out and we'd appreciate it. And yeah, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Nightwatch. Happy Friday the 13th. Peace out.
Later, guys.